what's happening here that's not happening anyplace else?
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole, Miami Hurricanes,
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
It's the roll up, it's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State, and I am kicking it with the illest. Larry Young, CJ, what it do?
Ah, man, it's here. The wait is over. It is officially football season.
Boom. Wildcats. Boom. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get our shit. Let's get the hell up out of here. I feel you. Understand? Where I check. Y'all need the back end. I know we be like we get a little half up front.
No, we want y'all up front, man. Y'all been late a couple times in the last couple years. We need y'all up front.
That administrative over there, man.
Right, new regime, baby, cutting checks. But yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm excited for football season. One hell of a day today. I was like, man, I need the energy from the show because I have been just one of them groggy. Like I was up late recording. Didn't get much sleep, attitude everybody days. I was like, yeah, let me get on the show, man, so I can change up my vibes. So yeah, happy to be here, man.
Tired?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Be the lead.
You know, Michael Jordan tired.
I was up recording like 9. I had to eat. Man, I was mad.
CJ, what it do, man?
I was ready to fight everybody.
What time you went to bed, bro? And Larry, I probably what time you woke up?
3:30.
Yeah, I feel.
Throw a decade on there. You'll see.
Like every time you say you tired and shit, I gotta remember, man. You have to be up
early.
You be up. But yeah, doing good, bro. This game we feeling real good, man. It's that time, real excited. But nah, as the day, it's just been a real crazy day, ripping and running. Had multi issues for another vehicle that I had to take care of. Grabbing badass kids from our school and stuff like that. But it, all in all, though, pretty productive day. Got the juices going a little bit, got the sweat a little bit. That's another thing, bro. Like I was standing outside, while getting the tire change, I was talking to people saying, "What's what?"
Oh, ain't no joke out there.
I'm drenching, bro. Like it's crazy. No less than 5 minutes. For real, let's take this conversation over here.
I ain't talking to the gardener outside. I'll talk to him through a crack in the door.
Nah, man, head football coach held me up yesterday. I was back out at the park, and he's telling me about. I know they got their ass whooped Saturday. He installing a whole new offense when we get back. I'm like, we got a whole new offense, bro. They call hands.
This before.
Yeah, they call hands. I had told my wife that I thought they was using the skill set of the kids and then like trying to pass and do too much. But anyway, he was trying to have a conversation about the new offense, and I was trying to get to that shade. I'm like, hey, partner, can we start navigating that way? You know what I'm saying? Towards the shade while we had this conversation. It's too hot outside to be just standing still with no agenda.
Just standing there, bro.
Just
That's
standing
the crazy part. You ain't acting up, your heart rate not up, you're not running.
You're not doing nothing, just standing there.
Right, motherfucker think you did a full damn workout though, but as soon as you walk in, get next to somebody who wasn't, with you or whatever.
It's game. It is game week. It's the time, man. We pulling up to New Orleans. We about to beat the shit out of some Utes. Wildcats about to try to do what they can against, Miami and whatnot. But it is week 1, bro. Excited. The format has changed a little bit. We're going to be dropping on Thursday. So, of course, y'all listening right now. So, the live show will be Wednesday. No Cap Sunday is still the vibes. We have a possible show that we may be cooking up before a third show. But right now, we're going to keep that on the mumble. But this is the new format, man. Let's talk some ball. Let's hang out. How y'all ready for New Orleans?
Oh, man. I got a lot of I can't say that. Got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I almost said a crazy ayo, but got a lot of things going on, man. So I'm gonna really try to take this long holiday weekend and really just relax, man. I'm trying to I just want some etouffee, man. Maybe a couple of beignets.
They got vegan beignets?
I want gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish.
Yeah, I don't do crawfish. Ain't really my bag. Not big crawfish guy, man. Not crazy about their flavor so much, but I imagine they might. You know, in this day and age, to it. Yeah, dirt. you can keep it. Keep that mudfish. I'm good on that one. They might even have a gluten-free option.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some beignets, man. I'll indulge a little bit if I can, but excited about just food in general out of that region. But we got a tailgate on the way. We had some vibes set up for the tailgate, dog, and then this whole Chauncey Gardner trade affected more than the Saints, goddamn it, because we had some shit lined up. Boy, you hear me?
That shit blew my whole vibe, man. I was
right. It was so funny because
we had some shit lined up. We was planning stuff in different events prior to the tailgate for Sunday, you know, to do some stuff with Chauncey or whatever, some other cast that we still trying to work on. But like, it was just crazy. That news just happened, and bam, we like, damn.
Bro, it's like the next day. Like, we go, CJ hit me up after the show. It was like, hey, yo, hit up Jinx to see if we can make something happen with Chauncey. So we started putting our plays in motion, and everything is everything. We got shit lined up, man. We vibing. And then news break the next morning about Chauncey Gardner
playing to Philly. And it was funny because like the minute damn near.
Oh snap! We got we early with it with the super chats.
Hey, shout to Chaz Torres. Oh yeah, so that one for you. That's for you, bro.
You can't read it.
In the great words of Silver, what the fuck is a Ute? Gators by 20, baby. What the fuck is a Ute? They say a Ute is a gentleman with three wives. I'm sorry, it's a native, I think, but somebody said it was
it's also a gentleman with 3 wives.
With 3 wives, 3 or more wives.
Shit,
that's a fool.
Okay,
that's what that is.
My bad, man. I'm sorry. I was in the. I'm just had a damn revelation. My bad for interrupting on that, man. I was talking to the LSU guy or whatever about coming on, and he said, "Yeah, I'll be on at 5:10." So I'm like, "Okay." It's like, you know, it's 5:10.
Back in time?
Exactly. I got to realize, yeah. So
yeah. They in Central.
Yeah, Central. So that messed me up a little bit.
No doubt.
All good, man. Yeah, 3 wives is 3 girlfriends sounds like a great time, but 3 wives sounds like a terrible idea.
Right. All y'all got to live here? Oh no. Oh no.
But you have no idea the stress that they got to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the tailgate. I haven't been in New Orleans in over like 15 years, bro. So it's been a minute. I know the city don't look the same, but we're gonna hang out. We're gonna get Chauncey Gardner in the building. We'll see if we get some other folks around, some other players. It's gonna be a vibe. But if you haven't bought a ticket yet, you can go to rollupnetwork.com and purchase a ticket for $50, or you can join the Patreon at the $15 level or above, and you get in pretty much free at all of our events. Get the content first. Chance to play pick'em with us and win $350 cash. That's another thing too, man. You guys join that pick'em if you already a Patreon, because you already in the loop. You just got to make your picks and get an opportunity to win some Gramco products, some roll-up gear, some cash. You know.
Yeah, never leave money on the table, especially when you are like you already invested anyway. So why not just make a pick? You got 50-50 on every single game. That's it. Y'all pull up, man. Bye.
Yeah, definitely pull up. This man, we've been playing this for a long time. We've been talking about it for a long time. Just the ambiance of it, right? You got it's New Orleans as it is. Okay, you know LSU fans are going to come and hang out. First game. Well, first technically the week 1 of the college football season. You have FSU fans. We've been starving for this type of game, type of win, right? We going back to Notre Dame. You know, we've been wanting this moment for the program. So it's going to be a lot of excitement within New Orleans. Yeah, a lot of excitement. Y'all want to miss this one, I'm telling you.
Y'all want what's about to happen Saturday?
Oh, yeah, we definitely want that shit.
Y'all want to smoke?
Oh, yeah, plenty of that.
What say they got
free smoke.
Plenty.
I like it, man.
You about to see. What
I got my score out there. I got y'all.
Y'all remember that movie 300?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Leonidas still talk about the Immortals and all that, how they did this and did that. Leonidas said, what was his quote? Immortals. We'll put their name to the test. We're about to test these motherfuckers, man. Let's get it.
So, like what?
Yeah, Slick, you got to watch that movie, bro, if you haven't.
Oh, no, I've definitely seen 300, bro. I'm not like.
Oh, okay. I ain't know if you missed on that one.
Nah, check this out. So right after that movie dropped, bro, we went and seen that a few times at the theater, me and my partners, man.
Dog.
So we went out real quick. We went out to a club, right? You gotta keep in mind the year this dropped, so I was younger than the motherfucker.
Amped up.
And man, I had a drunk partner, man. My boy Ricky, man, he listens to the show. He gonna hear this. But man, we was going back and forth, and at the exit, you know, you're leaving the club, so we going back and forth with these dudes. I'm pretty sure it was about some chicks or something, but I'm coming in the middle of it, like trying to like, yo, what the fuck going on? Like, calm everybody down. All I hear my boy say is, "I am Sparta," and come through with a drop kick dude right here, bro, and the whole brawl ensued, man. The
wildest shit after that, huh?
Yeah, that shit was wild, man.
I know it's inspiring, but it ain't not like a good not like a big group brawl. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, what a good time!
It is, man. Ignorantly enough, man. Yeah, that year that was 2006. Yeah.
See,
I remember one time I walked in the bar and my homeboy was already going at it. I just started hitting people. I just started hitting unfamiliars.
I've been in a situation like that before. You kind of just turn around and see your boys getting down or whatever. You like, all right, I don't even know who these people is, but it is what it is. It's time to go.
But I don't know them.
Right. Do not. Definitely been in some situations like that.
That's what's up, man.
That's what's
y'all
up,
definitely
man.
want to be there. We regardless if Gardner can't make it, we still trying to make some things crack. So y'all need to pull up for sure for y'all. Just the opportunity to maybe mingle with some guys you get to watch on Sundays.
Man, we're kicking the vibe, man. What's the DJ name that's pulling up, man? We hanging the fuck out on Saturday.
DJ Do Dirty.
DJ Do Dirty. That is not his name.
I was kidding. Is that really his name?
that is not his name, man. But we got a DJ that's pulling up. He tweeted out, retweeted us, man.
Anthony Gregor, what's up? My dog. And he's a New Orleans native. He will be hanging out with us this upcoming weekend.
Putting the boys in
the great Swisher. FSU by a bunch. I like it, baby. I like
what he did with Grape and Bunch too. It was very creative, bro.
You think you tried that?
Probably not, but I gave him credit anyway.
Accidental bar.
Sometimes, yeah. Don't even ask me how.
Connect. What he said, connect us in flow and connect to high power.
Was that the greatest Jay-Z verse ever?
The
one everybody's going crazy about?
No, definitely not, man.
Nah.
That's
not even for me right now. It's not even.
If you want to be real,
not even top 30 for me right now. It's good.
I ain't even gonna get into that debate, but
what?
He ain't had the hardest verse in that song.
Oh my goodness, you gotta.
I wouldn't say that. Who you giving it to? Wayne?
he right. 45 seconds, man.
I'm gonna tell you, Wayne went crazy, and then so I was like, wait, now is Ho gonna outdo this?
Yeah.
So when Ho first started spitting, right? I was about to say when Ho first started spitting, I was like, he ain't outdid Wayne. But yeah, you're right. On that second half, I was like, okay, now we got him.
I don't think they heard each other. I don't think they heard each other verses. And I think you just submitted.
No, they just sent them in. Yeah, they submitted them. But you know how people get, especially those who get on the song, the debate going about who had the hardest verse out of those two. It's crazy how that catches on just like that.
I don't know, man. Hov had some shit in that verse, bro.
Oh, he was talking.
I thought Wayne verse was hard. You know what I'm saying, and great metaphors and shit. But as far as what Jay was talking, man, like it was some triple entendres in that motherfucker, bro. I think that shit was crazy poetic. I don't think it's the best verse ever, but I don't know. I don't even think it's close. Wayne went hard, but I don't think it's close, man. I think it's Hov by a mile with all them damn bars.
Yeah, he cheated though. That's what I say. He cheated though. So yeah, he had like they need a do-over. Wayne, like, wait a minute, man. I didn't know he was rapping 4 minutes, man.
Right.
I could definitely
do a song. When I saw the song was 8
right.
minutes, I was like, damn, these boys about to go crazy. Little do I know, man. It was
Jay took up 4.
Yeah.
Right.
He was talking that talk though, man. It's always good.
Hov did.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. Let's start transitioning to some Big Three talk. We got quite the guest today. The roll-up is brought to you by the great folks at Gramco. Be sure to visit thegramco.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP25 for 25% off of all Delta 8 THC products. We have gummies coming in blue raspberry, fruit punch, and watermelon. Also, the hard candy, tropical orange, pre-rolls. Unhand me pre-rolls. People love that on the streets. They love that name, man.
Hand me pre-rolls.
I got 4 scoops of the dissolvable powder. 4 scoops in a glass of apple juice right now, man.
Silk did. Let's see how that go.
I don't lead by example, man. I just lead. You feel me? So if you want to do it,
Leroy Jenkins.
Already,
Leroy Jenkins.
that was a bar.
That was a bar, right? I don't know where that came from, but anyway, Also, we have use that powder, man. The powder is great. I put that on so much shit lately. Whether it's my vegan pizza that I'm ordering, spaghetti, anything, apple juice, orange juice, just a good way to just infuse something. If you're not a big candy guy, everybody's not with the sweets and everything like that. So if you're not into the sweets, but you still want to indulge in some infused products, you can make your own. Just get the powder. What else we got? That's it, right? Am I missing anything?
Let's see. Sativa Dog. We got into the Sativa Dog roll-ons.
Oh man.
The CBD. They got the roll-ons. You got the CBD drops. Yeah, it does work.
So speaking of the roll-ons, man, practice boys been getting the butter from the duck out of me in practice. So I've been sore as hell,
I thought you about to say you put it on the kids. I'm about to say, boy, what?
They'll be all right. They won't show up in the piss test.
If they piss test and pop warning, man, that'd be crazy.
They might eat some of these kids, I don't see.
Hey, shout out to Ben Raw Diets. Say salute, gentlemen. Good vibes always. So you can finish that last part, Brian.
Gators by 21, man. You can say it with us, man.
I would say it with them. Yeah, Gators by 21, man. They can't come in the swamp. There's no way they enter the swamp and leave alive, man. Nobody
leaves alive.
That's facts.
That's right, baby.
That is facts, man.
They do.
Especially not no damn Ute.
Not a Ute.
So do they have a mascot, like an actual mascot that's on the side?
They got a feather on their helmet. So
they got
I'm pretty sure.
Don't talk about like an actual live mascot.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they pandering like y'all.
Yeah, they don't disrespect like y'all, man.
Man, that's true. Hey, hold up. Let's back up, man. Let's back up.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, if they cool with it, I'm cool with it. If they cool with it, I'm cool with it. But speaking of the roll-ons, man, been pretty sore from practice and been using it, and it's been real helpful, man. It works like a charm. So definitely tap in with that for sure.
That's how old I am.
The boys making it rain in there,
Tell them to bring me my money.
The boys,
both for the one more.
The boys making it rain, man. We appreciate it, man. Y'all
let's get it going. Silk, CJ Larian, salute. Big time listener. Hopefully you guys will be at the UF LSU game. I'll be coming in from Pittsburgh, and my son will be coming from Denver. Good luck to FSU, but go Gators. That's from my homie Arrow Walker. See, I can say all that stuff. None of that shit don't bother me. Y'all can make a sound bite, all that.
Appreciate that, bro. That's dope, man. Real dope love.
Yeah, hey, LSU, we pulling up, man. Heavy. LSU game's been a movie every single year, and I know Billy is not gonna come half-stepping when it comes to Louisiana football, man. I'm there. Tailgating all. Big vibes.
Where that one at this year?
UF, man. They gotta come to. They not getting out alive either, Larry. Huh?
But they live in the swamp.
They don't live in this swamp.
Okay.
All swamp.
They got more Gators too. I watch Swamp People.
How you know?
They got to.
Because we ain't got a swamp people. You think Louisiana got more alligators than us because we ain't got a swamp people?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They got more swamp land, I imagine.
But no, it's us though, because we have more land, period, right? So it has to be us.
It has to be us.
Check that out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's us.
We do this.
Louisiana's a small state.
Did we close the Grand Code Reed? Sorry.
Yeah, we're finished with the Grand Code Reed. Shout out to
Hey, real quick,
25.
Got to be 21 years of age or older to order. Never forget.
That's facts, man.
I'm about to get this dog some sativa dog. He's scratching on my goddamn door.
I'd take the sativa dog roll on and just put it on my hands and rub it on my head, man.
Let it just trickle down. I like that. I'm gonna try.
No, I don't trickle down. I rub it in. I don't just let it trickle.
Yeah,
down.
I'm just saying, but like it starts.
Nothing trickle down on my head.
Come on, man. Relax.
That sounds wild, bro.
You putting cream on your head? That sounds wild too.
No, it's a rubbing or it's not cream. It's actually sativa dog.
Yeah, I got it. Oh man.
Let's get it rolling though, man. We'll get to some Big Three talk. Like I said, we have a writer coming on for each team. I don't know if we have the Utah writer yet, but I can start my football talk until he gets on. Fellas.
Who's Josh?
You got him?
Josh is here. I'm not sure who Josh is.
Josh.
Okay.
What's up?
How you doing,
Josh
my
in
guy?
the building.
I'm doing great.
Josh.
We have Josh,
Real
the sports director from KSLM Sports, beat writer for Utah football. Appreciate you for hanging out with us, Josh. What you got, Larry? Huh?
What's a Ute, man?
Yeah, what's a Ute?
Quite honestly, it is the Ute Indian tribe. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the actual tribe. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they have an agreement with the tribe.
So they're in agreements, huh? Oh, okay.
You guys have
everything got a price, don't
I'm a Seminole fan, so I understand exactly where you guys are coming from.
I was gonna say Seminoles have to have at least some sort of understanding of that one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're cool.
Hey Josh, do you guys have your Hispanic student body trial for mascot though?
No.
He's like, what Hispanics?
no, we do. We have.
Oh, I know. You got to.
Yeah. So, another question, Josh. You guys have a live mascot?
No, it would be Swoop. Well, you do have the live mascot in the sense it's a bird. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got a bird? Oh, that's what the fella's for. I thought y'all was. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they probably had like a native garb long time ago, but I think that's probably not something they want to continue in this. So.
In this day and age, they matured. They don't want somebody running out there, hopping on a horseback, red face, throwing. I like that, man. Shout out to the little you,
Josh. Let's start off with the weather. That's been the biggest talking point. Utah's coming out here to the south from Utah, traveling a few hours, time zone switch, 2 time zones. How do you think that affects the Utes in this game?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting dynamic. I've heard a lot of Florida fans talking about this, the humidity and everything. The humidity aspect of it will be probably the toughest aspect. Utah is a very dry climate. We get really hot. I mean, right now I think it's 101 right now. So it's not the fact of the heat that's going to be the difference. I think it's more just the sheer fact of humidity, the hydration level that's needed. So they've done a lot to prepare for that in sense of trying to bring in a lot of humidity into their indoor facility. But obviously nothing will replicate the Florida weather or really getting the true sense of what full humidity is going to be like.
Okay, what's the strength of your offense? I heard a lot about Rising, the quarterback. I know you guys lost Britton Covey, one of the best receivers you guys had at Utah, and the tight ends are also very highly regarded. So, what is the offense going to look like for you guys Saturday when you guys step out in the field?
Yeah, Utah likes to pride itself on trying to be as much as possible, especially lately, of being like an NFL style offense. They like to be smash mouth offense. They want to be able to do different things that way with their tight ends, fullback, whatever that may be. And so Cam Rising is going to be the central figure there. He's going to be the quarterback that's going to orchestrate that with the help of OC Andy Ludwig, and really just trying to make sure that that team has a multifaceted approach, right? Like they've got 4 backs that they feel confident in, that they feel like they can attack the line really well, have another off-speed guy, get you off the edge, different things that way. And then, I think the one area that Utah fans especially want to see is the wide receivers. They haven't had a ton of depth there in the sense of guys that can do it. You always have one wide receiver, one type guy, but they need more. And if they can get that, I think that makes those tight ends a little bit more effective and allows them to work. So that's kind of how they operate. They like to run it a lot. They like to be able to do that and then utilize those tight ends.
Okay. I know Tavion Thomas struggled with some fumbling, especially early on in the season. Is he the main guy in that backfield?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing because I think Tavion, I don't want to say he's locked it up completely. I think he's going to be the guy that gets the bulk of the carries, according to Kyle Whittingham. But there's 3 other guys behind him that are 100% in the mix. They're kind of keeping it open a little bit this year, not because they don't trust in Tavion or think that he can do it. I mean, he's the school record holder with 21 rushing touchdowns in a season now. So there's capability there. There's an opportunity for him. It's just more a matter of can he hold onto that football. And also it's going to be a scheme fit. There's going to be a lot of different things that allow Utah to be dynamic that way. Do they want to be able to have Tavion, who's a bigger bulldozing back, or do they want a guy that's a little smaller that can get off the edge a little bit more? So, I think Tavion's still the guy to quote unquote lose the job, but at the same time, I think they have a lot of dynamic ability to be able to kind of diversify.
Your offensive line has like sophomores on there, but I know some of the Utah offensive linemen, they go on missions and things like that. How do you guys feel about the offensive line? I also want to ask you, like, from a size perspective, what do you guys feel with the matchup size-wise versus Florida?
Yeah, that's one of those areas where, Utah, they get a lot of a depth there. They've got a lot of guys that they've been building into. They may be sophomores, but like you mentioned, some of them may be, if you come back from LDS missions or whatever that may be, But for the most part, these are guys that have been in the system for a long time. They have an opportunity to be able to really gel well because they have grown up together. A lot of those sophomores, they're sophomores mainly because of the COVID year, so they might be juniors or that. But at the same time, it'll be interesting to see how they match up with this Florida defensive line. They're not always the biggest, but they're always pretty physical. It'll be interesting to see how it goes toe-to-toe with an SEC type team. In the Pac-12, Utah can handle that really well. They don't get bull rushed or pushed around a lot. It's more just trying to match up and being the most physical that they can. And quite honestly, having those tight ends and the multi or the depth that they have in that tight end position really helps in that regard.
Okay, the defense was hit a little harder than the offense with just exits. Devin Lloyd and Nephi Sewell. Is that how you say his name?
Nephi Sewell.
Yep. Both of those guys leave. One goes first round to the NFL. You guys get Mahmoud Diabate from University of Florida in the transfer portal. How is he looking? Is he going to be one of those guys that's starting in the middle for you guys?
That's what they say. I mean, he's slated as one of those starters, and by all accounts, we haven't been able to see much. He was injured in spring, and in fall, we don't get to see a lot of action. But the coaching staff seems to think that he's going to take that next step.
Okay. And how do you feel about the secondary of Utah?
Yeah, I think the secondary is one of those position groups that there's not a lot of depth in terms of playing experience. Although some of the younger guys, they did get some time last year when Utah was pretty hampered by injury in the secondary. So, Utah's got Clark Phillips III, who's an all-conference, potential All-American type player. He's returning and he's going to be a great asset for Utah. Then they get JT Broughton, who was lost early in the season last year, who is trending in that way. And so I think at least from the starting standpoint and at safety, you've got experienced veterans there. Utah's set, and I think they're going to be okay there. Now, the question is, if they suffer an injury, who steps in after that? That's really where the issue comes in Utah's defense. They've got guys that are proven, but not quite to that level. And I think there's probably a little bit more of a noticeable step down in talent once you get to those guys.
What about in the trenches? Are you guys going to be rotating a lot? Because it's going to be hot and muggy. So I want to know, is there a rotation of some sort? What's your two deep look like?
Yeah, on the trenches, that's kind of where Kyle Whittingham has kind of made his hay as a coach. He really builds up in those trenches, and he always brings in a lot of depth there. And so you'll have guys that are listed as the quote unquote starters, but the reality is those guys are being moved in a lot. There's not a lot of difference in the 1 to 2 guys. Especially on that defensive end side, there's going to be some, right? Like, it's not like you're going to have 4 guys that are always starting caliber players. But Utah's done a good job over the years, and especially moving into this year, they have at least 6 guys they say they believe in that could be really talented in the defensive end spot and being able to really push that line.
Nice. Now, Utah struggled with scrambling quarterbacks. I'm not even gonna say scrambling because he's watching some tape. I don't even know if these guys were like just big scramblers, but they struggle with guys that can break the pocket and run the ball a little bit. How do you think they match up scheme wise with the reputation from last year? Is that a problem you think they fixed this fall?
Yeah, that'll be one thing that I'm curious to watch, because you're right. Once you get a scrambling quarterback or a guy that's much more of a dual threat like any of these guys out there, I think that's where Utah kind of loses it a little bit. And I think that's where the communication becomes the important aspect of it. And that's where Utah is going to have the biggest issues of losing somebody like Devin Lloyd's caliber. You need to be able to have that. And I'm curious to see if Diabate is that guy that can help step up and do that. As it stands, I think this serves as one of the toughest challenges for Utah, in just the simple fact that they have a guy that can do anything. Now, with that said, Utah has matched up well with UCLA and have found ways to be able to do that with different quarterbacks and different things that they're able to do. It's more just if Utah can be assignment sound. I don't want to regurgitate coach speak or anything that way, but that's really what it comes down to. They pride themselves on the run. They attack that area well. And so if they over pursue, that's kind of where Utah gets burned. So that'll be an interesting aspect of the game for me personally to watch, and trying to see if they can stop, Anthony Richardson and being able to limit him. But until we see it, I think it's going to be very similar to last year.
Got you. You guys want to chime in a little bit?
Oh, I ain't. I was like, you know, that shows go out.
I got more. I want to keep. I'm going to see if you guys want to.
You got a great. Go ahead, man. You got a great line right now. You know, mine gonna be a little off the cuff. Go ahead, bro.
Well, no, all good, man. So, who's the most explosive player that I've not mentioned? Is there a new guy on the scene? I talked about some veteran guys. I know those tight ends can do what they do. What's a guy I haven't mentioned that we should probably look out for on Saturday?
Yeah, one of those guys is actually, you know, down in your area from Florida. It's Jalen Glover. He's an explosive guy.
True freshman.
Exactly. The dude was what looks like he's been in the collegiate system for years. He was built upon built. He comes in there and he's a mature kid. You know, he knows what he's doing, right? He's got his game plan set out. He's ready to go. Just from my impression of seeing what he's been able to do, I think he has a great command of the offense. He's got a lot of the respect in the room. And if he's anything like what we saw in his high school tape, he's going to be a phenomenal asset for Utah. So he's one of those guys that I'm intrigued to see. I'm curious to see if you know, he's able to deliver that in his home state and trying to really do that, or if he does too much and tries to kind of be the hero, so to speak.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's an interesting take because just remember hearing from the past recruiting cycle. I love his film, like I said, real productive player. I think he won Mr. Florida last year, matter of fact, within the state of Florida, which is, you know, the most prestigious award within our state. Some people had concerns as far as like nothing as far as like elite in certain areas, like elite speed, elite that, but he's just a complete back in my opinion. So that is a name that I kind of wanted FSU personally to pursue, but decided to go elsewhere. So for you to mention him as far as someone that's doing pretty good already, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that honestly I could see pushing Tavion, right? Like Tavion, if there's one guy that's going to push it, it's probably going to be Jalen. I think he's really come in and done phenomenal and really attacked that position group with a maturity and able to do it. So like you said, yeah, he's not going to get you with breakaway speed necessarily. He's quick. He's not super fast, but you put him in open space and he's going to do something with it.
Go ahead.
No, real quick. Unfortunately, I had to step out. I had a dog scratching on my door that was driving me nuts. And I heard y'all getting a little bit into the humidity factor. Do you think, because a lot of athletes like to train up in areas like Utah, do you think that gives you guys any type of edge because of the thinner, you know, for those that may not know what I'm talking about, basically altitude. Like, yeah, the altitude, you know, created thinner air. I remember Ryan Clark, the safety for the Steelers, he had sickle cell, so he actually couldn't play in Denver. They didn't want to risk it with him. So do you think that gives you guys any edge in that way?
Yeah, I think that definitely gives some edge, right? I think, you know, when you train at a higher elevation, that allows you to be able to do different things when you get down to sea level. I mean, you kind of experience that when Utah goes to USC and they're able to combat them, or when USC comes up to Utah and finds out that it's a lot harder to breathe and it's not as easy to really do what you need to do. So it's an interesting dynamic. You know, I think it absolutely helps them. And sometimes I think the weather gets a little overshadowed with what actually is happening to play.
If that helped them more than like practicing, they wouldn't be practicing trying to make it humid and hot, right?
Well, so that's fair. You're right.
Right. I think if working out in the altitude would have them better suited to play in Florida, they wouldn't be trying to reacclimate that weather out there. That's just my take.
Well, I would do both. You know what I mean? Why not? Because you ain't got no choice but to practice up there, right? So
it's more so there's longer endurance, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Because your lung capacity would you know, kind of change.
Yeah. No.
So heat it up too. Why not? We already doing that. Now you add the heat. Just saying.
I mean, it's true.
Science.
Crank it down.
Expect cramps, Josh. Lots of cramps. Yeah, man. If y'all want to buy some great Gatorade off us, we got a lot of that shit, man.
Don't drink none of that Gatorade, bro.
I drink the Gatorade.
Never.
I think you guys know a little bit about Gatorade, right?
I drink Powerade, dog. On principle alone.
Gatorade.
Just to be contrarian, you know.
I'm a Gatorade guy.
No, but seriously though, Gatorade is, Josh, just give you a little like FSU, like Florida.
Oh, here's the lie, man. He about to lie to you.
No, I'm not gonna tell the true story about it. I'm just gonna say like, but Gatorade is like banned in FSU. Everything is Powerade. It's
that's true.
Gatorade. Like,
I mean, it makes sense. It really does.
Yeah. I'm fat in my pockets like that, baby. I know y'all drink it at the crib, so we ain't worry about that.
Just don't bring it out in public, you know.
You're
right?
not buying your kids Powerade. There's no way.
Why not? To be honest with you,
My
they
kids actually
exactly
like
the same.
They're like Power Raid and body armor, man. Actually, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They like body armor, which kind
That's
of
enough free advertisement for them.
My son hate body armor because they ain't got no color. I'm pretty sure because I think it tastes great. But real quick, Josh, what's the most rowdy stadium environment that they have played in? Just for like an example, something similar to this. What's big out there on the West Coast for you guys?
Yeah, it doesn't compare to the size in terms of the amount of fans, but I would have to say it's something like Autzen Stadium in Oregon. That fan base can get pretty loud. They're right on top of you. It's an area that's really what football is, right? Everybody comes for football, so that's probably the closest. For Utah's sake, recently it was the Rose Bowl. Obviously, you get that. It was 90,000. That one's a little bit more spread out. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's not right on top of you like the Swamp. So it'll be different for sure. But I think having that experience coming, as the last thing that Utah's experienced probably helps them a little bit. But it's been so long. It's been 9 months since that's happened. So quite honestly, there's nothing that can replicate what the Swamp is going to do in that sense. The Pac-12 doesn't have that type of venue that allows these teams to be able to do it. You might get 50, 60 at most, but there's not anything like 90,000.
Like to hear that. All this great information.
And a bunch of jean shorts. That's intimidating too. Like anytime I walk into a room,
I rock jorts.
Jean shorts and
I get scared anytime I see you in
Mullet's more 90s. Mullet's more 90s.
I don't know, they coming back. The kids wearing them now.
Yeah.
You got to get those Jankos from back in the 90s, right?
Ooh,
those really big.
Those some big old jeans, bro.
Those were.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted some Jinkos, but I didn't think the culture would let me do it, so I never bought them, man. I didn't know if I could walk that line. You got anything else from Sub?
Yeah, real quick. How you think this plays out? What has to happen for
that's why
Utah to win the game?
I think Utah just has to drown out the noise. I know that's easier said than done, but I think they have to find a way to be able to make themselves play with the target on their back, right? Utah's always been one of these teams that they can play the underdog. Years past going into this game, it would always be, we're going into Florida to slay the giant. They now have to be that team that says, okay, you really are the number 7 team in the country. So, that's kind of where Utah has to be.
I like it.
I like it. Give us a score.
Ooh, I haven't thought that out yet. I'm gonna go.
Game this week.
Yeah, right.
Game Saturday now.
Whoa! I should probably get on my flight. I'm gonna say.
Are you flying into Gainesville?
Yeah, I'll fly in Friday.
Beat writer, bro. Nice. You got to pull up.
Okay. No, I'm saying I'm not sure you're going directly into Gainesville.
No, he can't fly into Gainesville.
No, I'm gonna fly into Jacksonville and then drive to Gainesville and stay there.
Come on, man. You know you can't fly into no Gainesville.
You can if you got that bag. It's just gonna be very expensive.
The company not paying for that.
The company
they paying for the rental car.
They said, Josh, you can pick Jacksonville or Orlando. Take your damn choice. Huh?
Exactly.
You drive.
Yeah, I'll drive from Jacksonville. So
that's what's up.
No, but I'll give you a score. I'll say 31-27, and I'll say the Utes just because we gotta pad the rep here.
Yeah,
man, y'all are not going to get 31 points on my Gators, man. I appreciate you coming through though.
I
appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thanks for coming through, Josh. Tell people where they can find you at real quick before you get out of here.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at jfurksl, or you can find me on ksl.com. It's a local website that we have here.
All right, man. I appreciate you for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Pleasure, man.
All right, let's talk about this game a little bit, man. What y'all feeling? What y'all got?
Hold on, we got a couple of super chats, man.
Yeah, catch up on the super chats.
Yeah, let's catch up real quick.
I kind of talked with him a little bit about it, man. But I just think he said the Utah boys better have that Manscaped care package on deck. Can't replicate the Swamp, baby. You can't, man.
Nah, it's Swamp booty. It's Swamp booty. I don't want to replicate Swamp booty, man.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of shit that is. But I'm definitely not trying to replicate some Swamp booty.
Let's see. We got one from Black Pine Labs. He says every time Miami loses, Rick Ross loses his better win or we ain't getting that new album. Yeah, we're gonna win, man. I mean, come on.
Has Ross got a new album on deck?
Man, we win it. Come on.
I think he's dropping another project this year. I don't know, man. I didn't know. The last one could have been a little bit tougher. Yeah, I think he should chill.
Yeah.
Drop something.
Yeah, I think he could vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
The one before that one was really good. This last one was
his hit rate is, he got a hit rate like a motherfucker. So he was allowed to one.
Yeah. I
don't think it's a bad project. I just thought it was rushed.
I like several joints on there. I haven't revisited it like that though, but it is what it is. But we're not going to lose Saturday. Sorry.
All right, back to this Florida-Utah game. One of my biggest things I think is that stood out to me just looking at the depth charts, comparing the two just like that, just the size difference. The average guys around 276. Our average guys around 321. So it's obvious size difference. And when I come on the film, I don't see this big physical team that's pushing teams around. That's just not what shows up on the tape. I do know that they got veteran guys and they're good in the trenches. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't see no Wisconsin ass shit going on when I cut on the tape. I see some decent run lanes in the Pac-10, Pac-12, but nothing that scares me from the run game. That running back is a big guy. He'll drop that bitch too, though. He's a big guy. Not a home run threat, but you gotta be ready, be willing to tackle. We win this ground game, which I think we will. I just think Gavon's gonna be a lot for them boys to handle. I want to see what my starting four is on the defensive line. I know Billy's dropping the depth chart today, but even our offensive line versus their defensive line, the size difference is very noticeable. And I know our offensive line, just like them, is veteran guys. These are fifth-year seniors and shit that we got, grown-ass men. That's 308, 331, 301, 347, and 320. And even in the backups, they're going to be ready to lay on some shit. This is a run-first offense. We looking to go, like people say, 60-40 or some shit, run the pass. So it's going to be who can. That's why another thing about this run game, that shit going to lay on you, bro. It's different than passing the ball. Like Dan Mullen will keep you in the game. The energy not the same. Running down the team throat, it being muggy and hot. I think by the fourth quarter, we're going to pull away with this shit, man.
I like it. I can see.
Scrambling quarterback. I'm watching fucking Lucas Johnson break the pocket and run for 50, 60 yards on like BYU quarterbacks breaking the pocket doing shit. I'm like, these boys, team speed wise, it's just not there. And they had first rounders on that defense last year, and that shit was happening. They replacing that with a guy we know food. So I'm just like, bro, they gonna have to show me. And we with that physical football. We playing the SEC. I don't know what people think the fuck going on talking about physical football. We got to play physical football.
No, I mean,
year down here.
Yeah. I believe, they're going to be smaller. I think, obviously up front. Even before you told me that, I think the key will be their discipline, and they're gonna have to execute. I'm assuming they're probably more like a zone blocking team. I would imagine. Even if I got Utah winning, are we doing score prediction for this one too? Or are we gonna wait?
For sure. We got graphics and all that. Before we get into score, let me know before we get into score prediction because the pick.
Yeah. I'll tell you this much: no matter who I got winning this game, I think it will be a close one, regardless. I think you'll be matching up some of Utah's, little age and experience, which they tend to just be a little bit older, versus just the pure athleticism of Florida and the home field advantage. I think makes this game fairly interesting. I think it's probably gonna be the best game of the week, to be honest with you. Unless it gets weird and somebody pulls off.
I think it's a close game. But I think in the fourth quarter, that's
what you
I think we can run down the throat, man. Naquan, I'm watching the holes, bro. They play some teams that are just not that great. San Diego State, Oregon State, and I'm watching these gaping holes that they give up. That's why I'm like, where's this physical brand of football? They giving up the same size of holes that Grantham was giving up last year. It's some wild shit when you cut on the tape. So I'm just like, bro, explosive plays in the run game, they are very vulnerable to, and I don't think they fixed that problem with where has exited. They lost one of their second all-time receiver on offense last year. To me, that's a big loss as well. They have no answers in the wide receiver room. Last year, outside of him, he wasn't even that damn productive. I think he got like 400 yards on the season, but he was a threat in the return game. Their return man is somebody that's going to play safe. The return, they're just looking for a safe catch this year, man. Shout out to my man Chris Sorley with the super chat. My man said he got UF 31, Utah 21. I got us about like 10. 2 scores.
Like it.
That's where I got
it. Big statement win for the new regime.
I think Kyle's trying to get away from that too. I think some of the stuff he said, he's trying to figure out how good is this team as well. Listening to Utah's coach Kyle Willingham, I've just been peeping in on their pressers. They asked him about the ranking and having a target on his back, and he just kept harping on that. He's just trying to tell his guys is not to pay attention to it, and also that rankings shouldn't probably even go out to like the first 5 games. And that was one of his takes he kept harping on different pressers. So I thought that was he's trying to figure out what his team is as well. And if they tried 11 out there on defense, man, I don't think they ready for what's about to happen because he ain't finna tackle 15.
I don't even think whether he's figuring it out or not, like, it's super important. If I'm him, I can't let them buy no hype. Like he says, man, with this game 1, we can't buy no hype. You gotta go out there and play football. And you on the road in historically one of the hardest venues to pull up to. So I respect Whittingham a lot just as a coach in general. Yeah. But even I wouldn't even call that just like, coach talk nothing. Like, you really can't buy no hype, man. It's going to be, you're going into a hostile environment with a brand new coach. That place is going to be packed out. Like,
those are my 2 points too, though. Those are my 2. Well, I have 2 points in regards to that game. I guess my takes. Whittingham is one of the best coaches in the country. Veteran coach, been around the block. Won't be rattled by the situation. This is Billy's first big game at that. Will he have a couple blunders as far as coaching decisions and stuff like that? And also early in when
that's possible.
That's possible. Yeah, early when you said with the hire, it's going to be a learning curve for him. We know coming from G5 to P5, especially in a situation like this, and also their quarterback. I like Cameron Rising a lot. He did lose a receiver, but pretty good quarterback, and he also he's a threat with his legs too. So I like Cameron Rising to compete, and he's also smart with football. Only had 5 interceptions last year. So Cameron Rising and just Kyle being the head coach there, I feel like he.
You watch Cameron Rising play?
No, he was pretty solid from what I saw. A couple of games, I'm not watching like that, but the games I did see on TV, he was okay. He was pretty solid.
Yeah, he break his film down.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you like that, but I did. I did
like the Oregon game. Well, I saw him. He was pretty solid in the Oregon game.
Yeah, the Oregon game where most people saw, but like, I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but I just don't.
I ain't watching Pat.
He's slippery. If he get outside the pocket, he's slippery. Not a big threat to run, but I think if we make him stay in that pocket, which is gonna not be that damn hard, man. We got some different type of athletes. We make him stay in that pocket, kid gonna have a hard ass time. But last year they saying his shoulder was hurt, and we'll see. Not a guy that can stretch the field. A lot of dinking and dunking. Going across the middle. His tight ends are very good tight ends, but nothing that jumps off the screen to me. I think both use their body very well, like a lot of veteran moves when they breaking on routes or pushing off. That's very slick. I do think the tight ends are good, but I don't see nothing superior or elite. But they are veteran guys that know how to play the position well, use their body, get open, understand leverage with running routes and shit. That's one thing that stuck out in the film. But Ken Rising is not a guy that's probably gonna play on Sundays. I think he's okay, he's good, but nothing extraordinary. I didn't see nothing too crazy on film. That we're better at every position than them except tight end.
I liked him. I liked him in the game against Ohio State. That was the Rose Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He did end up getting hurt in that one, but at the same time, Ohio State's defense was definitely more suspect than it's been in quite some time. So I think, the only times I saw him was 2 matchups against Oregon and Ohio State. I think it's the only games I saw a guy play in. So he was Dan Mullen got him as was he one of the sleeper guys, or he was one of the sleeper guys?
Yeah, man.
He was one of the sleeper guys on the list.
Only reason he got him on the sleeper, I mean, he got some killers on that list before him. Anyway,
he had like 100 yards rushing against Ohio State and about 200 passing, a couple touchdowns.
And he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So, but that was a sus Ohio State defense too. I mean, that they really haven't been up to their standard as of late. What were you saying though, about the list?
Oh, you talking about Mullen's Heisman list? Yeah, he got some killers on there. Then he got my man Ant on there, Anthony Richardson. Mullen's a funny motherfucker, bro. He fucking with us a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
So expound, because I saw that and I was like, I think sleeper's a good place, but go ahead. Yeah.
So you got the guy that was a sleeper Heisman this year that couldn't beat out Emory last year.
He didn't say he couldn't beat him out. He just wasn't gonna play him.
No, we know what it was. You know, like it was just like, and that's why I said last show. This is why I think he'll never get another job because people know he wasn't trying. He quit. I think it was very obvious to see that he quit. And I think that's what a lot of people taking into consideration. Nobody's taking that into consideration. People are thinking about that Florida team that gave up all them points to Sanford. That shit ain't Samson, whoever they was. That shit was not us. I think people are gonna figure that shit out real quick when the bullets get flying. That's why when all these pundits when they started talking, we started to get some in our favors. People starting to say we're gonna win, but even him, they think it's gonna be a close game. This ain't gonna be the same team. The talent level we got is a lot higher than what they got. I think we got the environment advantage. I think we have no film advantage. They have no way to study what we got going on. They have a veteran coach advantage. They have a veteran team advantage, and just they've been together. It's a program. I think this is big boy football, and this is what these kids sign up, man. They signed to play. They signed to play the Utes in the swamp, game 1 in front of 90,000 for all the fucking marbles, and then knock these motherfuckers off for their fucking national championship playoff talk, game 1. Don't fuck they shit up.
I like it, man.
What's the scope prediction?
Man, I hope y'all lose so bad, man.
I know you
don't ask for a lot, God.
You chose the wrong guy. This shit ain't. No. I tell you, we're gonna punch that shit in the mouth, bro. I like all the tough talk, though.
No, I really can see it going either way, though. So that that's why I say this is the most interesting game of the week to me. I actually think LSU
got us fucked up is what they got us, Larry, and they got us fucked up.
That what it is?
Yeah, they finna find out what it is, man.
I like it.
Big Gervon, man, finna push shit down. See, maul that shit, man.
Yeah, the games are here, baby. I love it. The games are here. We made it, fellas.
Listen here, man. We got the general back, 51 back, man. The general back there, bro.
That's what's up, man. You old all the Utah players, man. Right?
Finna lead that shit. Yeah, 6-year senior shit.
There you go. Yeah, that's what they line up every year. That's how they be beating people.
And we gonna lean on that shit. That offensive line finna lean on that shit. It's gonna be they talking about that run shit, and that's what they want to do. We're gonna see who the better run team. We finna lean on that shit. Shout out to Naquan, back healthy, feeling 100%. Montreal we finna lean on these fucking people, Larry, huh?
Yes, sir.
And then when 15 get outside the pocket, man, cancel Christmas.
Dangerous man.
Cancel Christmas, man. We jumping over the Utes. Jumping over the Utes, man. Them people don't want to see. They ain't never seen no shit like this on the West Coast, bro. I promise you.
Let's go. Do y'all have a home and home? So next year,
Lucas Johnson was giving the boy. San Diego State beat them with 40. It's San Diego State's backup quarterback.
Oh, okay.
San Diego State beat them boy with 48 passing yards.
Okay. All right. I mean,
it's a lot.
How that goes. Sometimes,
weirder things happen. The property, but I just don't think that's a good team. When you look at things like that to me, that's not the makeup of a good team. If a team can beat you with 48 passing yards, I think there's some flaws. Like the Pac-12 just ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're as good as people saying, bro. If you could lose to a team and have 48 passing yards, that's outlandish to me. That's enough, man. Enough of the Gators.
No, go
ahead. I need my score prediction.
Yeah, get the score. Let's get our scores off.
Man, give me. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because I gotta look. I text Logan.
He took my score with 31-21. I ain't gonna lie, but let me give me 31. I don't even want to give him that many points no more. Give me 31-20. I did 31-20 just to keep it 2 scores.
All right. I'm gonna stick to the score that I sent the homie Logan. I got a close game, man. I think this is just gonna be one of the funnest games this weekend. Florida 31, Utah 34, man. Yeah, I think just some of that veteran shit just pops up. But I can just as easily see it going the other way. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that one, man.
My shit veteran as fuck.
I got Utah 24 and Florida 21. I think it's more low scoring.
Okay.
I think coach. I think it could come down to coaching, man. I think I'm gonna get.
See how many points they gave up last year?
To who?
Yeah, to everybody. They got a goal race.
I don't know. That was last year. Last year y'all was trash.
Pac-12, no, as a culture, like Pac-12, Big 12, all that shit, they score a lot of points. Just they defenses don't play no defense out there. It's just different. So I think it's gonna get in the 30s.
Who played really great defense last year? It was your cousin, Knowles, Oklahoma State.
Man, he's not my cousin. He's a white guy. He's at Ohio State now, but he was at Oklahoma State.
I don't mean it's your cousin.
That's for me. He ain't my cousin, motherfucker.
Okay. You the purest of bloodline.
Silk and his white cousin.
No, it's still not my. It's definitely not my cousin, man.
I don't know that, but I ain't gonna put him on you. I can't prove it.
I'm telling you, you need to believe me. I don't know why you trying to argue with me who my family is.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just joking.
We got all the scores?
Yeah, 24-21, me, Utah.
Yeah, I had 34-31 Utah.
Oh,
you got 31-21, right? 31-21, so?
31-20.
31-20.
Okay, 31-20.
Good shit.
About to lay on that shit. They ain't never seen no shit like this, man. Start the campaign. Dan already told y'all what about to happen. He know what the vibes is. Dan know what he saw out there.
Dan who?
Shit.
From the network?
Dan Mullen. That's why he put him on the
Dan Mullen,
shit.
okay. I don't trust Dan Mullen.
Now to the real game.
To the real game.
It's a good one too now.
Now to the real game. Some little quick tidbits before we get our LSU guy in. The game is sold out. The game has been they officially announced that the game is sold out. So shout out to FSU, shout out to LSU, shout out to everyone who bought tickets in between. The game is sold out. We expect a really great environment within there, within the dome. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Shout out to Harley, man, for looking out, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to Harley for hooking us up with some tickets, man. Superdome.
What y'all getting in? It's only 12,000 of y'all, man.
Yeah, they bought their allotted then flip
pack it up.
Yeah,
they probably flip
it. I said they ain't gotta go.
Motherfucker with a New Orleans and parlay real decent.
Right? They say we got $50,000 for this BC game. Ain't 50,000 people coming to that game, man. Get out of here. I know that.
I don't know, man, because
I know it's a new coach and all, but we ain't sure 50,000 people not.
It's a lot of Cookman alum in South Florida too. There's a lot of Cookman alum in South Florida, so a lot of people.
Ain't that the same weekend as the?
So that's another thing. Yeah.
Shit, though.
A lot of people they play that Sunday, so a lot of people go be in Miami. So I can see I can see 50. I can see 50. But
that's big for y'all, man.
Goddamn right.
Biggest crowd. Well, second biggest crowd y'all to see.
Get the fuck out of here. All right, man. Do you
know what the biggest crowd will be, bro? You ain't got to count, man. Come on.
Notre Dame.
Y'all play Notre Dame this year?
It's bigger than y'all. Oh, I thought you meant biggest. Like, okay, this
Notre Dame ain't big. No, I ain't gonna say that either, bro. I ain't gonna say that.
Nah, I'm pretty sure. Well, we played y'all on the road that year, but Notre Dame, I definitely know we. I think that was our record. That one game.
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that was our record. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But some injury news. A lot of Noles fans were worrying about some injury stuff in regards to last week. Or Johnny Wilson is good to go. He could have went back in the game on Saturday after he got rolled up on that 50-yard catch. Just felt like it wasn't need to put him back in. Pokey Wilson, Ontario. He could have played last week. He's been back at practice. He's good to go. He's healthy. So we got one of our key receivers back in Ontario. Marion Cooper, Duke Cooper. This is the one I was really worried about.
Man. Y'all,
Duke. CJ got all the nicknames.
No disrespect, but y'all got a lot of nicknames, man.
Duke earned his.
No, I'm just saying, man. Like, I ain't even trying to be y'all. Too many nicknames, man.
All right, bro.
They just need to go by their name. They need to start playing.
Duke is the only one I call. I respect that wish for the other ones.
Do Norvell call them their nicknames?
I don't know what the fuck
hell no.
About, to be honest with you.
Hell nah.
Dookie, come here,
Dookie.
You there, number 10.
Quaquivius. What's his name?
But yeah, Martin Cooper. This is the one I was really, really sweating about the most because LSU has some pretty good receivers. That's probably their biggest attribute is their receivers. So for having Duke Cooper, Marion Cooper, excuse me, having him back in the fold as our number one corner is pretty key. Darius Washington, he's been practicing. I don't really know as far as Darius, man, if how healthy he is to play or whatever. So just got to keep your eye on the center position where it is. He's good to go. But if he does end up getting hurt again, I foresee just moving over of Dylan Gibbons here to retake the center position and continue with the snaps. He did really good against Duquesne last week as far as snapping the center, especially on the spot, because he wasn't even in practice. Like the scrimmage I went to was Thomas Schrader. He was the backup center at one point, but I know Dylan Gibbons did play some center at Notre Dame prior to transferring. He's probably one of our best interior linemen, probably the best interior. Well, not probably. He is the best interior lineman. So to have him, to be able to move over the center is pretty clutch.
You worry about your
We get into it a little bit, man. We got Matt.
Yeah. My bad.
Hey Matthew, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. How about y'all?
Pretty good. Everyone, we have LSU beat writer Matthew Brune with us. How's it going?
I'm doing all right. Did a LSU podcast earlier today, so I'm fresh. I'm good to talk for as long as y'all need me.
All from the top, right? That's the best when you get to come off of just doing the specifics of just your team.
Yeah.
You don't even need no notes after that. Now you can just come right off the top of the dome, man.
No, exactly. I got the depth chart here if I need it, but it's just a formality at this point.
So how you feeling about the depth chart? Well, first of all, how you feeling about Brian Kelly in general? How is he adjusting to being in the Bayou?
It's been good. I think early on, obviously everybody, made fun of the accent, the dancing, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Understand.
The accent was crazy.
The accent was wild. What did you thought when you heard that wild?
I was at the basketball game when he did it.
Really?
I thought he had a voice crack or something. I didn't think much of it, and then all of a sudden on Twitter, everybody went crazy with that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get with that. But he's been so focused on building this team, adding all the transfers that they added, the freshman class, getting the recruiting on track, that I'm sure it's been crazy for him just over the past 6-7 months, just trying to figure out what this team can be. So, yeah, I think he's adjusted well. Overall, I think he has to be pretty happy with the roster he's put together in, the 7-8 months. But overall, I think he's getting adjusted pretty well.
Very, very good, very good. So let's talk about the game. How do you? First of all, I guess the big rabbit in the room, and of course, Brian Kelly. He's holding tight to his vest, the quarterback position. I know you got the guys got the transfer in Jaden Daniels, and I believe, they have
Jaden Daniels in from Arizona State, obviously a 3-year starter there. But then they have Garrett Nussmeier, who
and he got hurt in early. He was the starter at one point, I guess, in early preseason. And got hurt, correct?
So it was Garrett Nussmeier, Walker Howard, who is a true freshman who isn't going to start, and then Miles Brennan was the 5th-year guy who backed up Joe Burrow, like he's been there forever. They eventually said Miles Brennan, they told him he was not going to start, so he ends up leaving the program. So it's down to Daniels, Nussmeier, and Howard. All three have been healthy through the fall. They've had a good competition. There was a time, I think this is what maybe you're thinking of. There was like a 2 practice stretch where Nussmeier was non-contact stuff because I think he tweaked an ankle lightly, but he's good. He's back now. So Daniels and Nussmeier have been the 2 that fighting for that starting job. And like you said, he's been close to the vest. He basically said, Kelly said at the press conference on Monday, he was like, we know who the starter is going to be, but we're not going to tell anybody to try to keep our advantage.
From what you've been hearing, who's been the most productive out of the quarterbacks, or who do you think has the edge, or if you had to choose right now, who'd you pick to be the starting quarterback for Saturday?
If I had to choose, and I've been kind of consistent about this throughout camp, I think Nussmeier I would be my pick because I think he has a more explosive arm talent. We saw it last year in spurts. He's a really, really strong arm. However, Daniels, I think with Denbrock and with what Kelly what they want to do, I think Daniels kind of fits that mold better. And anybody who's watched him knows how fast he is. His elusiveness, the way he can change the game with his legs. I think Daniels probably has the edge, and I think they will pick him as a starter. But that's why we don't know. Nobody knows yet. Heck, some of the defensive players yesterday we talked to the player interviews, they said they still don't know. So it's like I don't even know who on the team knows at this point besides maybe the quarterbacks themselves. It's a really interesting situation.
Do you think it could be a chance that we see 2 quarterbacks play in the game?
I think there's a chance. Especially if Nussmeier is the starter. I think Daniels will play one way or the other. I think Daniels he's too much. He's too fast. He's too much of a game changer with his legs. I think he's going to have a shot one way or the other. If he starts, maybe we don't see Nussmeier, but I definitely think there's a shot that we see both in there. Just whether it's for not playing well, whether it's for to get throw the defense off or something. I wouldn't be shocked because Brian Kelly's done that in the past.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk about your offensive line a little bit. Not a lot of experience. You're starting a true freshman left tackle, really highly regarded as far as a recruit, but still a true freshman. Your left guard, you have the transfer from FIU, 11 starts there. Your center, 4 career starts. right tackle, 5 career starts, and your right guard. I'm a transfer from East Tennessee State who has the most starts with 41. Do you guys feel like that'll be an issue for you guys, or how do you feel like the offensive line has gelled within the camp?
It's definitely come a long way. Last year, I mean, you kind of allude to it when you talk about experience. They lost 4 guys that got drafted last year. 4 guys that were, solid players. Obviously, to get drafted, you have to be good. But there were still holes at times. The run game was real inconsistent at times with their gaps, their schemes. So you bring Will Campbell in at left tackle, like I said, true freshman. Expectations are he's been one of the most consistent offensive linemen. I think at center, Garrett Dellinger, who they recently named a starter, he was a high 4-star guy coming out of high school. Expectations are really high for him in year 2. And then you got transfer Miles Frazier at guard, Anthony Bradford, who's been in here for a couple years. So it is a little wary that it's not as experienced of a group, but I think talent-wise, if you just go off of ratings and just off of what they've done in camp, I think there's good reason to believe that it's going to be a solid unit. I don't think it's going to be great, and they still have to answer, my questions. Like, are they going to be able to hold up against a defensive line like Florida State early on? Because we know the SEC, you play Auburn week 5. That's not going to be fun. So we'll see. But I think on paper, they got the talent to be at least a solid unit.
Let's talk about your receiver room a little bit. Everyone, if I pronounce his name wrong, forgive me. Is it Kayshon Boutte?
Kayshon Boutte, yeah. All
right, perfect. Yeah, so he's probably widely regarded as probably the number 1 receiver prospect, draft prospect rather for a lot of different boards. LSU skill position wise, you guys recruited not better than probably best in the country or comparable to anybody in the country when it comes to receivers, right? So how do you guys feel about the receiver room and what Kayshon can bring to the table this year and other receivers?
The 2 strongest position units on this team are definitely defensive line and receiver. And receiver, is up, probably is one of I probably have them second in the SEC. You always throw Bama up there. Mm-hmm. And so you look at it from that perspective, and Kayshon Boutte will be that big play guy. He had 9 touchdowns in 6 games last year. He was, on pace to be one of, top in the country, if not the Biletnikoff winner at that point before he got injured against Kentucky. So you have him back as your big play threat who can stretch the field, take intermediate throws to the house. You get him back, but then you add in the younger guys that were really, really good last year in place of him. Brian Thomas, Jack Besh is the guy who led them in receptions last year. He's going to be really, really a tough matchup if he's in the slot. And then the guy who's been perhaps the best outside of Boutte for me over the offseason is Malik Neighbors. Neighbors, the catch radius is there. The speed is there. He's really, really still. He could be a guy that, next year when Kayshon Boutte is not there, he could be that. I'm not saying he's going to be that level, but he could be that next guy that's the wide receiver 1 for LSU. So Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Jack Besh are probably the 2 through 4 there. And then you got experienced guys like Jared Jenkins, and another speecher I'll throw out there is Chris Hilton, a young guy. So the receiver class of 2021 was really, really good. So we'll see them start to step in as well to help out Boutte.
Barbecue chicken alert.
It's gonna be interesting to see how Florida State's secondary matches up with them, what they want to do, zone up, man up.
We go man up, baby. We go do it like that, dog. We go band up. We go play. We got something tucked in the chamber just a little bit. Emory, do you have any word on him? Do you think he wins his appeal, or what's the word on that suspension?
Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting to see. I feel like just from the way they talk, he had academics from last year that carried over to this year for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why they fully carried over. I'm assuming it was X amount of games or whatever. But yeah, he was still trying to appeal it and all that stuff. So he's
to play this Sunday
to miss the 2. Yeah, he's likely to miss the first 2 games of the year. So
I know Brian Kelly was trying to appeal it to where I guess they did appeal it, but he wanted him to play for game 1.
Yeah, it's just a weird situation because he's getting penalized for something that happened not even like late last year. It was like early last year, obviously, like a whole football season ago. So, but yeah, he'll probably miss the first 2 games, which would include the Florida State game, obviously. And then if you want to talk running back at that point, they bring in Noah Cain from Penn State.
Yep.
Who will be running back 1 at that point, and then Armani Goodwin will be the second running back who's a second-year player there.
I forgot them boys that had Cain.
Yeah, you get Cain and Goodwin as your 1-2, and So the depth's not there. I mean, Josh Williams, the third back, who's okay, but the depth's not great. But if you
so you think it's going to be more of a two-back committee going into this game?
I think so. I think Kane will probably get 60% of the snaps or so, and then they'll probably fill Goodwin in from there. But between those two, and then like we said, if Daniels is the quarterback, then that adds a running
another
element
running
right
element as well. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk. You spoke about the defense, right? The defensive line rather, and it's probably one of the most talented, probably the most talented position on the team. You got Mason Smith, 5-star guy, all-around defensive tackle, and of course you got Ali Gay and company. What's your take on the defensive line and what they can bring to the table?
Every time I watch them in practice, man, it's just like, yeah, these guys are different. It's insane to watch just Mason Smith physically walk out there and just watch him get off the ball, watch him attack, regardless of, he's usually not in zero technique, but, regardless of where he is on the ball, it's just he explodes off. And you look at all four of these guys, in theory, all four of them could be first or second round draft picks. Like Jaquelin Roy, who's probably the least talked about, I think, on the unit, is kind of a space eater a lot, but he's terrific against the pass. I think Pro Football Focus had him as like the 10th, like a top 10 interior defensive lineman in the pass rush last year. He's going to be really good. So you get Ali Gay, Jaquelin Roy, Mason Smith, and then BJ Ojulari on the outside as an edge, who is kind of playing that Josh Allen role, what Josh Allen was at Kentucky under Matt House, the same defensive coordinator. That's kind of the role he's playing. And Josh Allen had 17 sacks in his last year. So, can BJ Ojulari get 12? Can he get 13? What do we expect?
He might get that Sunday.
Yeah, he'll be. I mean, heck, mock drafts have him going in the top 20. Pretty comfortably at this point. So that defensive line is one of the best in the country. I feel really confident about saying that.
All right, you shifted my score prediction a little bit. I like what's going on here. What else you got, DC?
I'm rethinking my matchup versus him a little later. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, and what's crazy is like the same. I feel like it's the same on both sides. I feel like offensive line, that's going to be the biggest struggle is you guys' defensive line, and you guys' biggest struggle is your offensive line versus our defense line. I do feel like our offensive line has a lot more experience than your O-line, so that may help. But again, like you said, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game due to the fact that both defenses rather is going to kind of control or dictate the line of scrimmage. I do believe that. So let's talk about your secondary. You guys lost a lot within the secondary. Probably the best cornerback one of the best cornerbacks in the country. Do you bring in a lot within the transfer portal? How is the then you lost also your GOAT secondary coach, right? Who was at the University of Florida now?
Corey Raymond. Yeah,
Corey Raymond. That was a pretty big blow for you guys as well. So how is how you like the secondary as far as going from the Corey Raymond regime to what you guys have now and just putting all the pieces to the puzzle with all the transfers and things?
Yeah, I mean, you worded that well. Trying to figure out the pieces of this puzzle has been crazy because Eli Ricks last year, now at Alabama, played 5-6 games. Derek Stingley didn't play a single game, so you lose those two. But in terms of you never really had Derek Stingley last year, so you're trying to fit in the pieces. They're the only returner in the secondary. Well, I shouldn't say that because now there's two, I guess, are the two safeties, Jay Ward and Major Burns, who last year were good, but they weren't anything special. They brought in Joe Fuchsia from Arkansas, and who multiple years started at Arkansas, and it looks like he's not even going to start at the safety position. So you have a little bit of depth there, but it's the cornerbacks, the three corners, obviously it's the two boundaries and the nickel who are really changed. They brought in Drake Bernard Converse from Oklahoma State, first team All Big 12, Mekhi Garner from Louisiana Lafayette, all Sun Belt, and then Greg Brooks, another 3-year starter from Arkansas. Greg Brooks will play the nickel. And even though those two boundaries, Bernard Converse and Gardner, I had them pinned in as starters pretty much. Sevyn Banks from Ohio State transferred in. He's been competing for a starting job. And then a guy, Colby Richardson, transferred from McNeese State, has actually been competing for a starting job as well. He's been getting a lot of reps with the one. So we still don't know who the starting corner is going to be at this point. But it's a lot better of a situation at this point when you have the depth and some options there, whereas in the spring, there weren't a lot of options. So it's definitely going to be interesting. They are the unit on the defense that has to prove it the most is how those guys hold up, but all of them are experienced. all of them were really good at their previous stops. So we'll see how they do.
And that's another question I want to add. You guys lost a lot within the transfer portal, right? A lot. Like, it was crazy. But also, Brian Kelly did a really good job recruiting within the transfer portal, bringing a lot of talent in. So just a lot of moving pieces, like I said previously, new coaching staff. How do you feel like the program is gelling together with all of that as far as camaraderie, getting everything on track, and just trying to figure out what Brian Kelly wants within his program in general?
Yeah, I think they ended with the most transfer portal additions in the country. I think they finished with the third overall class, but the most players added. It's definitely been a complete culture reset. Like it's nothing like last year at all, from top to bottom. The Ed Ogeron kind of regime, the Ed Ogeron feel of everything, it doesn't feel that way at all. Like the way the players are talking, and obviously
no more strippers at practice.
What was that?
You said no more strippers at practice.
No. No girlfriends, no nothing, no kids running around, no nothing. So it's been different. It's been different for a lot of players, but like you said, you lose a lot of players, you bring a lot of players in. Some players don't even know about that Ed Ogeron regime, So this is all they know. They know Brian Kelly as a winner, so that's what they've kind of taken to at this point. And for those returners like a Keishawn Butte, like BJ Ojulari, those guys are going to be great players, and they've taken kind of leadership roles. So I think the team's gelled well. I think that they're confident, and I think they are definitely bought into what Brian Kelly has been selling, because, Brian Kelly's kind of the kind of guy you just walks in, he's like, oh, I've won this many games. Like, and so the players are just like, all right, let's do it.
Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what do you think LSU has to do, or what has to go right for LSU in order for them to win this game? And also, what do you think in regards to the opposite of that? What can go wrong for LSU? What are some concerns for you as far as LSU, where they could possibly lose the game?
I think the pass game for LSU needs to be clicking. And so regardless of who the quarterback is, like we talked about, it could be Daniels, it could be Nussmeier. Regardless of who it is, the ability to either take the top off of defense or the ability to get your playmakers in space is going to be huge for LSU, especially with John Emery out. Like, you got to get Butte in space. You got to find Butte spaces on the field to where he can get loose. And with the receivers they have, I mean, if there's any sort of hedging to Butte or anything, you need those other guys to step up. And so that's what I'm looking for, is the not only the pass game, but also pass protection, right? That's what we talked about with Florida State's. That's what we talked about with Florida State's defensive line. So the pass game is number one for me. They're going to need to be potent on that end. And then two, I think you kind of mentioned it, the defensive line for either team is going to kind of decide this game, and how effective the run game is for Florida State, how much time the quarterback has for LSU. In both regards, I think the defensive line kind of decides it. So the one thing I think from Florida State's perspective, watching that Duquesne game, I think I watched it twice. The running game is going to be real interesting, because I think while LSU's defensive line is good, I have to see this. Obviously it's a new defensive coordinator, and as we know, it's like defensive coordinators kind of dictate where the players are, how they match up, where the gap schemes are, all that stuff. So that's all discipline, and that's what I'm interested to see, is can they slow down that Florida State run game? Because if not, it'll be interesting. That's where Jordan Travis can excel, is if you have a balanced offense and he can kind of pick his spots, run when he wants, throw when he wants, and kind of go from there. So that's kind of where I'm looking for both sides.
All right, Matt, good stuff. All right, man. Before we get you out here, give me your score prediction. I know you've been thinking about it all week.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about it all week, and I still had 3 days, so I'm let me take my time. I think it could be I think there could be a couple touchdowns that maybe we weren't expecting, because I think on paper, I think it's safe to assume it'll be a lower scoring game, like in the 20s. If someone hits 30, I think they win. Man,
I like that too.
I think it'll be tough. I think give me 31-27 LSU.
31-27 LSU. I like it.
Yeah. A little higher scoring than I think most people would have it as.
All right, real quick. Yeah. So you said what now, Larry?
Yeah, turnover, pick six type deal. I can see that for sure.
Could be.
All right, something off top of you pretty familiar with New Orleans?
So I'm from Texas. I moved here about a year and some change ago. So I mean, I've been to New Orleans. Yeah,
you're an implant.
Okay. But I'm about an hour 15 up here from BR to New Orleans.
Now I was got you for some, I guess some good Louisiana food and whatnot.
I'll get you in touch. I'll DM you some people to talk to.
I like that.
Hey, I like that. Refer to the right people.
Yeah, I'm not a native Louisianan. I'm not gonna be out here like, hey, this is where you got to go. I'm just gonna.
You like Popeyes?
I got that around the corner, man. Get you a shrimp po' boy. Popeyes, man. One of the best we've ever had.
Hey, not bad. It's not bad.
Oh, no, I love Popeyes. Trust me, we already debated that on this show.
You think Popeyes has the best chicken, best fried chicken?
I don't think it. I know it. I know it.
I've only been to Popeyes, I think, once since I moved here. So it's like,
oh, God bless you, my son.
We got other options.
Yeah, that's true too. You got plenty of other options, right?
No, get right, man. Get right or get left, man.
We'll do, man.
All right, Matt. One more thing, man. Tell people where they can find you at.
Yeah, my Twitter is right here, at Matthew Bruni _. I'll be covering the game on Twitter, live tweeting it, have a post-game show and everything like that throughout the game. I'm looking forward to it. Sunday night, prime time, Superdome.
Hey, man, if you're not doing anything pregame, man, come kick it, man. We throwing the tailgate, man, so come kick it. I'll shoot you the details in the DM, but come hang out with us at the tailgate.
Yeah, for sure.
Big vibes, bro. We hanging out, man.
Yeah. It'll be the littest one. It'll be easy to find. You'd be like, oh, okay, that's where it's at.
Right.
Be a cloud of smoke, man.
Yeah. Just a cloud of smoke.
And a bunch of Boosie and Weather playing.
That'd be everyone.
Right, that'd be everyone down there, right? Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you for joining us, bro.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all going.
Take it easy.
Good stuff by Matt, man. Yeah, so my take on this game, man, I think pretty much a lot of them boys, a lot of defensive players, man. A lot of the cats he was naming. It's a lot of preseason hype around it. Well, not necessarily preseason hype around it. There's a lot of star recognition and names like that versus production. Like the Mason Smith guy, he has like 19 total tackles in his career and 4 sacks. And 4 sacks is good for an interior defensive lineman, right?
Right.
But those 3 of those sacks came against the FCS team. So again, I think now of course I think the talent is there. He sees it every day in practice, big physical guy, but he has to put it all together, man. This could be the game he does it, but I do like more so our experience, because I think both defensive lines are very good. Both of them are very good, but I do think our offensive line is a lot more experienced, especially with them starting a true freshman left tackle in a game like this. I'm not saying I know Notre Dame starting a true freshman left tackle, and of course we don't have nobody like Jermaine Johnson on our team, but it was a rough time for Notre Dame on both edges, not just Jermaine and the other defensive ends as well, due to that. And I know Brian Kelly kind of remembers that, so it should be an interesting game. But I think our defense will hold on. I think it'll be low scoring though. I don't foresee it to be in the 30s. He did make a good point though. Whoever do score 30 could win, because I think it'll be a pretty good defensive game. You missing any super chats?
We got one. Mike Latoris. He says the Fighting Hispanic Chads are losing to the Tigers 34-17.
Oh, yo, wow. Man.
Hey, Mike, make sure you come back and kick it on No Cap, baby. I want to revisit
that. I don't think it'll be that big of a loss, but I do think FSU loses.
I don't like it. Well, go ahead.
I think you guys are fairly evenly matched. I'll be honest with you. I'm giving them just a slight home field advantage. I know you guys did good with
that man was calling people on their team different. That's what.
Of course, he's the LSU beat writer.
You ain't calling about y'all team different.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you have
I said Johnny Wilson is different. I said that plenty of times.
Johnny
Wilson is different.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, he's different because no tall cat moving like that.
That's true. You did say that. I get it.
Right. I think Trey Benson is different. I think
is he now Johnny? I can't recall. I know you spoke on him briefly. He is okay, right?
Yeah, he's good. He could have went back in the game.
Just got rolled up a little bit, and
once he went in the 10, he was good. They say he could have went back in the
if necessary.
Yeah, the Duquesne game if necessary. Wasn't no need.
They should have put him back in.
Oh no, we good, baby. 1 catch for 50 yards. Just chill out, baby. We'll hold you next week. But I think Trey Benson is different. Like he said, very concerned about our running attack, and I think if we get our running attack going, but the difference making this game is going to be Jordan Travis. Like simple as that. Like everything is going to be predicated on what Jordan Travis could do. We didn't use Jordan Travis at all, pretty much last week. We didn't have to, right? So I think that's going to be the X factor is Jordan Travis. What he does with his legs, passing, everyone knows he's the MVP of the team. And just seeing what he did in the camp and just the reports, like Jordan Travis does shit that, only Jordan Travis could do in certain situations. So I think that's going to be the difference maker. I don't like Jaden Daniels at all as a quarterback. Had 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year at Arizona State. Granted, he has a lot better receivers, a lot better weapons at LSU. Like he said, I just don't like the arm strength. He is a threat with his legs, but overall, I think our defense is just too fast for that now. And Tatum Bethune, man, I'm telling you, that's probably one of our. We got a lot of players in the portal, man, and like say, for instance, Jared Verse got a lot of hype in the portal and saying he could be, one of our best players. And Jared Verse is going to be a dominant force, but I think Tatum Bethune might be one of our hidden gems as far as one of the best guys we got within the transfer portal. Man, just smart, instinctive, does everything right, man. Like he's going to be a big difference maker as a linebacker for us this season. Of course, this Sunday against LSU. And with them being really thin in the backfield, only 2 able bodies in the backfield, yeah, I don't like it. But their receivers do scare me, especially Kayshawn. But again, the quarterbacks, you got to have the quarterbacks to match that, and the offensive line has to protect as well. So I don't think it's going to be all-world blockers up front or a Joe Burrow, for instance, throwing to these type of guys. And that's been what LSU for years, right? Hella receivers on the outside, but not too many quarterbacks that can really maximize their potential. We seen that one time, and that was when Joe went crazy with those guys.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because they typically get that 4-star, 5-star guy, and for just some reason, it just doesn't tend to go that way. All in all,
hell, man, they had what it was Odell and Jarvis Landry on the same team. 2 first-round receivers, and they just didn't. I guess how can I put this? They didn't produce to their maximum potential due to
but I knew what they were.
Yeah, you knew what they were.
I definitely, man. I remember when I was like, man, I hope Niners make some moves to go up a few spots to get Odell. Right. I knew he was like that. I remember just seeing him play a few games. We got another super chat though. Shout out to the homie Gene Herring. Just showing a little love, man. Saying salute, fellas, man.
Appreciate
that, bro.
Man.
But I think we win though, man. My score is gonna be FSU 24-20, man. Like these motherfuckers are hungry, bro. These motherfuckers want this shit. Like they been hearing about all. I'm telling you, like these boys really want that shit. They about to show up and showcase. I feel like these boys ready to take that next step, man. Fuck it. We going FSU 24, LSU 20, and these motherfuckers went 6 and 7 last year, but these boys ain't like that, man. Fuck all that name shit.
And y'all went what 5 and 7, right?
We went 5 and 7, correct. And we bring back 6 starters. They bring back 4 starters. We bring back 6. They bring back 4 starters on offense. I think
that's good for them. I wouldn't want to bring back a lot of guys off that.
They lost 4 motherfuckers that got drafted on the O-line. Right. That's the crazy part. No. They lost 4 motherfuckers on that O-line that got drafted, replacing the entire O-line. We whooping that shit.
Okay. Brother Corey. Brother Corey, what you got there, man? What you got for the score for this one, man?
Oh man. Let me think on this. Give me 26-28. I think Mike Goofy ass mess up on one of them 2-point conversions.
Cap.
Oh, nah. Harden know how to produce. What the hell?
It's just real time.
Oh, was it bullshit?
You knew I was about to say some shit.
Okay, so we all got it pretty close. I've got it.
Now, what was that? What was that? My bad. I was too busy listening to the cat. What was your score again?
26-28, man. Mike gonna miss on the 2-point conversion, man.
All right,
man. Goofy shit.
What you got? Larry?
I've got it 24-21, man. It's a very slight edge. I think both teams are improving, and I think they're trying to get their foothold on who they're going to be. 24 to LSU, 21 FSU.
We go beat them. They didn't want to figure out their identity.
Here's my shit. This is if they start mauling y'all offensive line and like resetting the line of scrimmage early in that game, this shit could get real ugly.
It'll get ugly fast. But I think
we could do the same thing. That's the thing. We could really do the same thing. But I don't foresee that because Mike and Atkins, they're very creative within the run game. We've been deficient, and we're a lot better now. But we've been deficient in the offensive line in the past. But they get creative within the run, the run blocking
They scheme a little bit.
Yeah. they do a good job in there to kind of hide deficiencies. But I feel like we're kind of better overall on the offensive line. But this is going to be a challenge. But I mean, we play Clemson, we play Florida, we play Miami, we play some good defensive lines.
Y'all got a rough schedule, man.
Oh yeah, we do. Definitely.
I like I said,
I take that shit, boy. That shit pie, man.
You think so? They got to play y'all rivalry, Miami rivalry, Clemson rivalry, LSU on the road, even though it's neutral.
NC State
that's 4. That's 4 pretty tough. Yeah, NC State. They got a rough schedule, man.
I'll take that shit over mine. For sure.
Which y'all nastiest games off the top of your head? Like, obviously Georgia.
Georgia, LSU, going to A&M.
Okay, yeah. Florida State. Don't do them like that.
We got Utah at the top. Florida State. That's just a gauntlet, bro.
Pretty comparable, though, I would say. Pretty comparable.
Nah, man. You can pull up strength and schedules. They got it all laid out.
I don't do no strength and schedule to the season, though.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
Pre and post, our shit always way tougher than y'all.
Oh no, I'm not. We're not talking about Miami. Hey, come on. I never tell you our schedule tough.
It is tough for y'all. It ain't tough. It ain't tough on paper, but when y'all play that motherfucker, it's hell.
That's mean spirited, man. I'm trying to be. That's good. I like it. I ain't mad at that. I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get that one an 8.5, man. 8.5 out of 10, man.
That's off the cuff. I didn't plan. I didn't have that written.
I know. I could tell. Yeah. And it has been tough for us, and that's been.
You got
the Achilles heel.
Let's say you got the Vanderbilt Commodores, man. Them boys, they're gonna make it real tough. That's what someone said in the chat.
Now Vanderbilt don't fuck off. Vanderbilt wasn't no fucking cakewalk for a little minute. You got to bring your pail.
Yeah, you fuck up,
especially with Mason. Yeah, bro. Mason. Like, ain't too many games in the TC.
They usually give y'all a half. I give them that. They usually give y'all like 1/2.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to bring your pail to play some football, especially when they had Mason. That defense was tough, bro.
That's a fact.
But nah, man.
I think they're fairly comparable. But
what's your score for this Florida State game?
I gave it a thought, didn't I? Yeah, 24-21.
Okay.
LSU. Okay. Very, very close game. I think it's going to be an exciting.
Hard to look up the strength of scale. You said Florida State 20, UF 38.
Okay. Damn.
Is it?
Yeah,
right now, yeah, that's what they're saying. I say FSU got a pretty tough schedule, man.
Trust Harlan. Let me look this shit up, man.
Yeah, cap.
Yeah, cap.
Yeah, they got a pretty tough schedule, I think.
Well, here you got to pull that right here. Hold
on. College football.
I can't see that shit, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't say, dog. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, that's it. Let me go.
But yeah, no, I mean just knowing what I know off top of the head, yeah, okay, cool. Where Miami at? They not on there at all.
You got your bad hell no. You got to
They must got that shit. Yeah, they're going by the rankings right now. We'll see like post.
God damn.
108.
That's crazy, bro. That should be a layup every damn year, man.
Hey, man. Hey. Like Sil said.
And then y'all added damn A&M this year, too. That's the crazy. Like, imagine y'all don't have a fucking A&M on the damn schedule. That's the crazy part.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. It's tough to us until it's ain't. That's why I was laughing so hard. It's a good joke. I was like, until it ain't.
You couldn't say that every damn year. That's the wild.
But I would say, yeah, I mean, clearly both of y'all have tougher schedules than us. I'm not going, that's just plain as day. I would just probably give FSU a slight edge on difficulty in that schedule.
You just think very hard or something. I don't think Clemson's that good.
No, I don't even necessarily think they're that good, but rivalry game. So that's always just tough, period. So they got that. They got Miami.
I think we even with the rivalry stuff.
Georgia, yeah. LSU, yeah.
Tennessee,
LSU
we got rivalries, bro. Like
Tennessee, Tennessee.
The rivalry shit is a wash, bro. I don't think that really gonna matter. Yeah, back and forth. I think.
No, you're right.
Not a rivalry.
I'm doing the math.
It's a wash.
You're right. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, tight. I don't think it's like I don't think it's clearly like, oh, Florida State's got to face, the
they both got
nastiest schedule,
but
but
we nitpicking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, tomato. It's close enough.
Did y'all bring in a transfer, CJ?
Transfer
in the port. I thought y'all letting a running back transfer or something.
Oh shit! Yeah, my bad. I'm tripping. I'm getting up out of here too damn quick, man. My bad. Yeah, so we did end up getting a transfer, and forgive me if I pronounce his name wrong. Kaziah Holmes. Keziah Holmes. I'm gonna say Keziah Holmes.
No apostrophe. I think it's Keziah.
Yeah, Keziah Holmes. Excuse me. A running back from Cocoa, Florida. He was a four-star running back. Four-star running back recruit, rather. Excuse me. From Cocoa, Florida. End up going to Penn State. So he's on campus right now. Currently on the practice roster. I believe he is preferred walk-on at this time.
I got a call side of what the fuck going on?
Yeah, I don't know what the boys losing running backs left and right, man. It's crazy.
Ain't it, man?
But so end up bringing him as a preferred walk-on. I do foresee, like in the spring, he'll probably end up getting a scholarship within the spring because we are at numbers capacity for this year. So in the spring, he'll probably be on scholarship. So for this year, scout team, that type of deal, get acclimated, get the academics and everything together. Then in the spring, start competing for carries. So shout out to them boys for bringing him in. I think that's a pretty good get, especially for a running back room that could, lose some guys due to leaving early, possibly if they continue the ball out.
Nice.
That's pretty much all I had, man. Hakeem Williams again. He's going to be in town for the game. He's due. The NCAA has granted teams tickets to these neutral site games, so Hakeem Williams will be in town, and also a couple guys to look out for. I'm not sure. I think someone saw that on the LSU side that Jaylen Brown is going to be in town for that game, and then Shelton Sampson. If you guys remember Shelton Sampson, he's the receiver commit that FSU was in it for from Baton Rouge, ended up committing to LSU. He'll be at that game also, and I know for sure FSU is still in contact with him and still recruiting him. So that'd be something to look out for also. Shelton Sampson in town, Hakeem Williams, and I believe I'm not for certain on Jaylen Brown, but I believe I saw that somewhere that he'll be in town also.
Yeah, I think I ran across that as well. You boys want to take a quick little pee break, and we'll come back.
Just say break, bro.
Yeah, pee break, smoke break. We ain't very PC. Fart, whatever you do.
Yeah, that's cool. Right, then we'll get in. We'll get to the upset of the week.
Yeah, the upset of the week, bro. I gotta do I ain't do my visits for you.
No, go ahead. Not at all.
We come back. Absolutely.
We'll come back.
Break right here. Y'all hold tight.
that boy about to wet down his leg, man.
Nah.
I will be right back, man. Y'all hold it down, man. Give us a quick little minute. Bet. Listen, and probably kickoff. Clinton, Caleb Lamu, Deshaun Johnson, K. Bruce. Bro, I'm not finna do this whole fucking list. Fuck that. Oh shit. Yo.
I'm with you, dog.
Oh. I should want to get another drink, but I'm rolling. We back up?
We can be. Got ready to jump back into it. Do we have the guest for HBCU football?
I think they're looking at us right now. Like we're live right now, right?
Yeah, they still live. I'm talking about as far as actual recording. We'll edit this out, but
cool.
Yeah,
For the
let me see in the private chat.
We kick back up now. I do got one more little. It's not an LSU. It's not pertaining to the game, but it's relevant to the game. This is a fun take, so to speak.
Okay. Harlan wants to do a countdown, so we'll do a countdown. You want to jump back in, CJ, and get whatever you want to say off? I know Sil has something as well. All right.
Okay, recruiting. Then we're going to the upset.
All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know, since we got FSU and LSU this weekend, thought this was interesting, man. Real interesting article that was brought up. Bobby Bowden was really close to taking the LSU job back in 1979. Excuse me, at that point in time. So here's a direct quote from an article. I'd always want to be a coach in the Southeast like Alabama or Georgia, Bowden said, but nothing suited me better than LSU. That was a prime-time job back then because you had the whole state to yourself for recruiting. You still had the whole state to yourself for recruiting. He was going to offer me the job. He already told me he was going to offer it to me. I remember the press kept asking me what I was going to do. I told them I'd talk about it right at the right time. That was the weekend, the game, where I really made my decision to stay at Florida State. He's saying the game because he was currently at Florida State. And Florida State was playing LSU, which is crazy. So that was the weekend, the game where I really made my decision to stay at Florida State. That was back in the day when people didn't beat LSU at home. I went into that game thinking if we can beat them, maybe we could get it done down here. And after we won 24-19, Ann and I talked about staying, and then we came back and they gave me what we wanted, and the rest is history. Crazy little story, man. So going into the FSU game back in 1975.
All y'all coaches want to go to LSU.
1979.
All of them
hey, we all know the money is there. Like I said, you can recruit the whole state.
Fan base, yeah.
That's how
great recruiting grounds.
Yeah.
That they got probably the biggest cheat code. Like we got to compete with each other, and then
it's not even close. They got the biggest cheat code.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro, if you from Louisiana,
you going there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been lucky here and there, but
we got Ward done out of there and a couple others, but overall, though, those guys, they're gonna keep
the bulk of the talent is gonna stay home, like by far.
Correct.
And we fighting amongst ourselves. So,
but no, it was also interesting from that article, him saying, "Oh, we went into LSU and won on the road. Maybe we could do this shit here." And sure enough, he ended up doing that shit here. So that was pretty interesting as well.
Our depth chart just dropped. Was looking over that a little bit. Literally just now. No surprises. Henderson, Justin Shorter, Ricky Pearsall at the wide receiver spots. Pearsall is heavy. Emory Jones.
Oh. Have controversy.
Ricky Pearsall is back healthy. Also is my man Marshall, defensive back. He's back. Everything's good to go. Everybody should be in good game shape. No shakeups. On tight end, Dante Zanders is the starting tight end, which I expect out of this anyway, because Zipper is more of a pass catching guy. But I heard Zanders is having a good camp. No shakeups, man. Let me see.
Is Dez Watson listed at 437 pounds?
437 pounds.
God. Dog. That's a thick boy.
That's crazy.
That just says 439 on here.
Sheesh.
439. 6'5", 439.
Easy, man.
It still moves all right for that size. It's just not healthy to be that big, and he can't stay on the field a long amount of time.
Yeah.
So you
burn out quick, yeah.
Correct. Still no shakeups, man. Everything's everything as far as the depth chart. Defensive backs. Linebacker, Burney starting. Amari Burney is starting alongside Ventura Miller. So we got the two veterans, two seniors, 5th and 6th year guy. Defensive back at the star position, we have Trevez Johnson. Jason Marshall is CB1. The other cornerback spot is Avery Ham. I feel real good about my secondary. The only thing that scares me right now is 0. Trey Dean. Outside of that, bro, I do like Trey Dean to match up with their tight ends. Trey Dean's biggest thing with me has been just run support and just the extra shenanigans and shit between plays and after plays and shit. But if you got this, if these guys, Patrick Tony's a safety dude, that's his position. He's coaching them. If he's flipped it around, like Trey Dean got the skill set to run with them tight ends. They got 2 good tight ends in Utah. He got the skill set to run with them guys. Size-wise, he match up good. He can run with receivers. And we've seen them play some nickel, some corner. So, like, the speed and all the athleticism is there. He just be lost sometimes and just in no man's land. So, if they can fix that issue, the miscommunication and all the lostness of last year, then I think we're going to have a real good opportunity to put these boys out. But that's all I got, man. Everybody's healthy. All of our starters out there. Ready to play some football. I ain't finna go to commit the recruiting list. It's just a bunch of.
Go ahead, bro. Well, get the main ones out.
All right, I got Cremoni McClain.
That's a solid weekend, a solid game to visit to.
It should.
Yeah, it should be a crazy environment. This is probably gonna be our most packed game. I think we're gonna break record, whatever the record is, noise wise, size wise, all that shit gonna be broken this week. Top 100 offensive tackle Caleb Lemieux. On top 300 defensive back Dijon Johnson, Mustard will be in the building. TJ Capers, 2024 linebacker. Darius Hayes, top 100, 2024 linebacker. Stacey Gage is a kid I really like at running back. There's some video clips of him this prior week, man. Just being extra passionate and talking some shit, man. Just a kid that you
saw that
from a leadership standpoint.
I liked it.
Campus, for sure.
I know exactly the film you're talking about. Yeah, he wasn't fucking off, man.
No, not
that
at all.
Fire, that energy. I like that.
Real dope shit. Y'all can find that then, cool. But if not, it's all good. Brayshawn Williams from Lakeland is a safety who I like a lot, and I think we lead for. He'll be on campus as well. Who else is worth? I don't want to keep going on 2025, man. It's a loaded list. All of our commits will be there from this class. I don't think we have anybody missing, so should be good vibes.
Good stuff.
If we win, then that's even better.
Even better vibes, right?
Yeah, this is what these kids come. That's what they want to sign up for. They like the attention. They like all the noise. They like the crowds. The city gonna be packed, so they'll see a packed city. What Gainesville look like when it's on 100, when it's Gaines Vegas, as my man Andre DeBose would say.
They are Gaines Vegas.
Hey, y'all pound that like button real quick. Hit subscribe, share it. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate the super chats, but it don't cost a dime to hit that like button and support us. That helps out this community, helps us train a little bit. We appreciate all the love. What we at with, Larry? Are you ready to talk about your
As much as I can, man. We got a layup this week. Actually, the homie Harlan, shout out Harlan, our producer. His wife's birthday is tonight, man. So we're gonna shift gears just a little bit, and then we'll get back into Miami talk a little bit. We want to do the pick'ems here, so we can get into the pick'ems. Pick'ems is brought to us by Spencer's Jerky, right?
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we had to shift gears a little bit. I want to make sure I'm giving the right sponsors the right love, man. So as far as the season, damn.
Yeah, that time. CJ? Oh yeah, baby. Right on time.
Right on time, right? So yeah, we'll shift the gears a little bit, but same old sponsor, man. All love for our guy, Spencer. So Pick'em is brought to you by Spencer'sJerkyJerky.com, the only made-to-order jerky that starts with a trip to the butcher to source tender steaks specifically for your batch, marinated 24 hours in freshly crafted marinades using only locally sourced produce and all natural ingredients with no added sugars. All right, 5 staple flavors include original, Old Bay. You know Old Bay. Sometimes Old Bay still in shape. Sometimes not so
man.
much.
Old Bay is never a good move, man. Left for a reason, bro. She toxic.
I want to agree, but I can't. I got like 1 or 2 Old Bays.
That post nut clarity is gonna remind you.
That shit never fail, bro.
You talking to yourself in the mirror, man. Look at you.
Right. I can't believe you. Wow.
Disgusting, man.
Habanero bourbon.
It's shameful.
You let Nas down.
Mandarin jalapeno and
my bad, bro. Never again, too.
Lemon pepper.
Hey, but you always got through that never again with that motherfucker too, though.
Never again.
Yeah, all right. Use exclusive promo code Big Meat for 10% off your order from Spencer'sJerkyJerky.com. Got worldwide shipping available from Beirut to your baby mama's house. You know what I mean? All over. Take that. Let's get these pigs going, man.
Definitely ship it to the baby mama house. Don't drive it over there, man.
Yeah, I ain't going through there.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't going through there. All right. Let's see. Start from the tippy. Pittsburgh. Number 17, Pittsburgh. They're home. Sorry. They're
Pittsburgh
home.
versus West V. Yeah.
West Virginia. We do the spread, right?
No, are we doing the spread? We're just doing.
Do we spread it? We do straight up. I don't remember. It's been so long.
We did straight up last year. We do spread on games that's outrageous. Like,
we're doing
okay.
We're doing spread this year.
We doing spread?
Spread. I'm taking the spread that it opens up at.
Here we go. I'm about to
now I got to think.
If it changes, it doesn't matter. I'm keeping the spread that it starts at. So whatever it starts at, that's where it's staying.
Okay.
And if you want to join this, you have to join by tomorrow because this Pittsburgh game's tomorrow. After that, no more joining. So y'll go ahead.
Yeah, real quick.
If you're already a patron, if you're already a patron,
you could catch up.
Possibly. If you're already a Patreon member, go ahead and tap in, man. You damn done half the battle right there. Just tap in and pick. Go ahead and compete against us because I don't foresee none of y'all beating me for sure. But no,
I'm out of here.
Right, go ahead and just tap in though and hang with us.
Y'all, what are you talking about?
I'm out of here, man, because this spread shit. I don't do the gambling shit. That ain't my thing. It ain't my bag. So
yeah, spread
might beat my ass.
All right, so
I'm cool with the spread. I ain't gonna support the party.
Yeah, ain't no pressures. Yeah,
with the shit,
still
man.
The same handicap.
Yeah, I still go to brain docs and all them boys, so I can see if what I'm saying this shit working a little bit.
I like.
Shout out Doc Duyan, man. His book showed up today. I'm gonna I'll probably read that on my way to New Orleans. It's a quick read, so if y'all haven't got it, just flip it through it. I can tell. I mean, it's not a extensively, not necessarily thousands of pages. So if y'all haven't got that, I'm going to recommend it anyway, just because I already like them, even though I haven't read it yet. I just like the brother's energy, man. I'm definitely going to read that on the way to New Orleans this weekend. So first game we got
real
Pittsburgh.
quick. Go, y'all need to join that pick'em because it's $350 cash. I mean, you pick against us. Yeah, $350 cash prize, Gramco gift card for Gramco products, roll up merch, and also some Spencer's Jerky, man.
You already there.
You getting some shit.
You already there.
Yeah, you already Patreon member. Like I don't understand.
And again, I already told you I'm not forfeiting once I win because it's a.
We got a lot of Patreon members and y'all are not signing up, man. Just sign up, man.
Sign up, yeah, or don't actually
roll up pool.
It don't matter because I get to take that, so it's all good.
Make it easier.
All right. So first game we got on the slate right now is Pittsburgh, number 17, Pittsburgh at home. They are 7-point favorites over West Virginia. I'll kick it off. Give me West Virginia to cover.
Give me Pitt.
You got Pitt. Okay.
Yeah, Pitt will whoop that shit.
All right. What you got there, Silk?
Give me Pitt to cover.
Pitt to cover. All right. Next game, we got Penn State -3.5 on the road against Purdue.
Penn State is suspect as fuck early, man.
I'm gonna say Penn State. It's Purdue.
Yeah, I was about to say it's Purdue, dog. give me.
I mean, the best 3 points, ain't it?
3.5, yeah. That's pretty close. 3.5.
I mean,
yeah.
It's Purdue, but they don't think it's gonna be a landslide.
I feel you, but I don't. The finesse god he does what he does. I think Penn State wins this game by 13 to 17 points. So I'm gonna give me Penn State to cover.
Yeah, Virginia Tech and ODU.
No, I have Penn State covered.
We gotta get sealed.
I ain't gonna get too funky with week one. I'm gonna vibe.
You taking Penn State to cover?
Yeah, I like Penn State to cover.
Okay, cool. All right, next game, Virginia Tech -8 against Old Dominion. Old Dominion beat them boys a couple years ago.
I'm about to say, give me ODU. I like ODU to cover the spread. Give me ODU.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, right?
I'll be honest with you. I'm a roll with you, dog. Let me get ODU to cover that, man.
Nah, give me Virginia Tech. I like Virginia Tech, dude.
First year coach, all that. Okay. All righty.
Yeah, give me ODU.
Next game, Texas Christian University, Horny Frogs, ironically. They are 11-point favorites over Colorado at home. Colorado will be at home. TCU is away, but they got TCU -11.
Give me Colorado to cover. Fuck it. They go cover.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I kind of tend to agree here. I'm gonna go with you as well. I like Colorado to cover that 11.
I'll take TCU.
TCU to cover 11. All right. Next game. It's our Saturday slate now, right? So that's North Carolina. They're pulling to Miami. They are on the road against App State. They are 2-point favorites against App State.
Carolina. Like the quarterback.
Give me same thing. I'm gonna take Carolina I got Carolina winning by 13. So give me Carolina to cover that too.
Yeah, I like Carolina to cover. The quarterback's with the shits, man.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. I like him. Next game, number 13, NC State is 10-point favorites against East Carolina. They are on the road on that game. So they're going into East Carolina. They are 10-point favorites. What you got, CJ?
I'm going to go NC State. They go cover. They go whoop that shit. It's going to be a blowout.
Okay.
Is that East Carolina?
Yeah,
it's at East Carolina. Yes, sir. It's at East Carolina. Actually, I'm gonna agree with CJ again here. I'm buying a little bit of NC State hype. So
hey, tough.
Yeah, a little bit of NC State hype. East Carolina really hasn't been that competitive a program in the last 4 to 5 years, I would say. So, yeah, I'm gonna go NC State here to cover that 10.
Likewise.
All right. This is an interesting one. I'll take over. I know it's a lot of damn games. You probably.
Go ahead, though. Yeah.
All right, so we got Arkansas, who is home. I bet Arkansas, who is home against Cincinnati. They have Cincinnati as a 6.5 favorite. That's tough. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Arkansas. I like Arkansas. I think Cincinnati
Arkansas 6.5 favorite.
So how is it? How are we determine this? Because I'm looking at it
in the middle, the way they got it set up. Whatever they put on the left,
just look at the Miami game.
That's the favorite. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like the Miami game is in the it's not highlighted. So
the left is the favorite. The
okay, I got you.
Period. I don't know what the yellow is about, but the left is the favorite.
The yellow is my picks. So
that's your
my picks.
Oh shit!
That's your monkey ass mind. You got Bethune covering. Oh,
we covering, motherfucker. Let's do it. I'm picking us too.
That boy was biased in the motherfucker.
That's a motherfucker. Come on.
All right, so Arkansas is the favorite. Okay, so
boy.
So the left, the left column is favorites. Okay,
all right.
Those the yellow is Arlen's picks.
I like Arkansas to cover that, man. I think Cincinnati lost a lot in their draft. And I think Arkansas is they're gonna be a pretty good team this year.
Arkansas physical, man. Pittman gonna run down the boy's throat a little bit.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I think Arkansas is just gonna be way too physical for a Cincinnati team. I think, agreeing with CJ as well. The amount of people they lost, I think it honestly gets a little ugly. I can see this game being something like 45 to 24. I think it can get a little out of hand there. I'm gonna take Arkansas to cover that 6.5. Got next one, CJ? You scared?
All right, so we got Miami 30.5 over the Bethune-Cookman Fighting Wildcats, baby. I'm taking them Wildcats, Bethune-Cookman. It's not gonna be a 30.5, baby. We're gonna make it interesting, baby. Let's do it. I'm taking them Cats.
I like it. Give me Miami, dog. Man. Get them out of here, man. Yeah, get them out of here. No pride picks. I want that money. Next game. You taking over or not?
Georgia, Oregon, man. Who you got with it? Georgia's
Georgia,
favorite by 17.5. Where you at with
That's a lot of points.
I'm gonna go Oregon. There's a lot of points, bro. Even though Georgia, I'm going to Oregon.
Wait, is that neutral site?
No, they gotta go.
Or is that actually in Athens?
I think they're going out of Oregon.
Georgia's home. I think it's in Atlanta though. I don't think it's in Athens.
Oh, that's home. Shit.
That's home still. Yeah. It's still home. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure before we.
I like Georgia to cover.
That's a lot of points, man. But
that shit soft out west, man. That shit soft.
Let's see. Georgia versus what you got, CJ?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Oregon. I think Oregon to cover. Dan Lannon for the cover. Let's do it.
What the fuck?
All right, so we got BYU.
I didn't get my pick yet.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad.
Damn, 17.5.
Man, them motherfuckers scored quick on that shit, man. I don't know what y'all think like this. That shit get out of hand just in the fourth. That shit happen so quick, bro.
Yeah, that can.
Yeah, it definitely can, man.
Just to clarify, this game is in Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A.
It is in Atlanta. Okay, that's what I thought.
So
it's still home, obviously. Yeah. Let's not
run down on Oregon, man.
It's not for 10. Damn, that's a lot of points.
Boy, finna pull a big foul on Oregon.
You know what? I'm rocking. Yeah,
give me Oregon winning, but I don't see.
I'm gonna get. Only reason I'm going with that is because last year, and I was right too. I said if Alabama covered the spread against us, we was gonna have a long ass year, and that's exactly what it was. So I'm gonna keep that same energy. I'm gonna take Georgia to cover that 18, man. Next game. BYU, number 25 BYU versus USF, University of South Florida, the Bulls. BYU are 11-point favorites there.
Man, give me the Cougars. Give me the Norman Cougars.
Yeah. Give me the Mormon boys, man. Give me them grown ass men, 31-year-olds with mortgages and all. Yeah, let me get them guys.
It's embarrassing that you.
They can't have sex. They got a lot of built up pressure, man. So give me.
Well, they can once they get married, but they done been on missions and.
Man, them people hunching, man. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, technically.
What Jesus say? Don't get cold.
It's only one rule.
Don't get caught.
Harlan picking South Florida is wild. I don't know what
that is nuts.
Yeah, them bitches terrible, Harlan.
Man, I ain't making my picks next time. I'm gonna leave them.
Yeah, don't do it next time you have it because his picks look stupid. South Florida is not going, bro. BYU gonna beat them people really bad, really
expeditiously,
real quick.
Liberty, you went, my bad, but you went.
He did.
Yeah. We know what time.
Ain't nobody picked that goofy ass shit except Harlan.
So we got Liberty versus Southern Miss.
Liberty minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that too. I think what's your boy name? Hugh Freeze. I think he definitely he's gonna open up a little bit. Got a good thing going at Liberty. I like them over Southern Miss for 3.5 for sure.
Yeah, Liberty be competing with some real shit sometimes, man. They be having some real ass programs in dog fights, man.
Especially with you there.
Yeah, scheme a little bit.
I think we're all on the court. Give me Liberty to cover that. I got Liberty by something like 13 to 16.
All right, how many picks is this shit? Let's move on this shit a little faster.
You put the whole damn Saturday hard and shit.
We almost
got a whole weekend, fam.
What's a big weekend? It's opening weekend. Shut up, man. Get all the picks in. Come on, scroll back up, Harlan. I'm sorry. Let's see. A little bit more. Coastal Carolina.
We got that one, Coastal Carolina. That's where we left off.
Go up a little bit more.
Coastal Carolina Army.
There we go. Coastal Carolina at home, -3 versus Army. Give me
some steals, man. Give me Coastal Carolina, but they have a really legit program. They was ranked in the top 25 a couple of years ago. Yeah, definitely taking Coastal Carolina over Army for sure.
Actually, I'm gonna go with Harlan on this one. I'm gonna give me Army to cover that. Yeah, I got Army getting a little weird this year.
Army triggered all that fucking wing T shit, man.
Yeah, that triple option shit.
No, that's Navy.
Army runs similar shit, don't they?
Army runs same shit. Whatever it's called.
I don't believe
military football. Yeah, they play that military shit. All the military schools run that fuck shit.
Yeah, same shit. All right, let's go.
Look it up. I could be wrong. Go keep going.
And nobody cares.
Army runs triple option.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, Army runs triple option. All right.
You ain't got time.
Tricky, especially early in the season.
It's very hard to same offense from 1940.
Yeah, very hard to replicate with a practice squad. All right, next game.
We already picked this one, basically.
Number 7, Utah.
You win no football games, bro.
We gonna be picking this again?
Yeah, real quick. It's on the screen. The meeting won't take long. Number 7, Utah, because this is a spread this time, not necessarily the winner. We're doing the spread, so Utah too, I think. -2.5. I don't think we did. We just picked the winner.
Without score, we did.
We gave a score, so that's technically picking the spread.
All right, so whatever, man. Just do it again. Man. Utah. I got Utah to cover. I got Utah to cover.
I had them by 3.
I had them by
3.
I
ain't covered a motherfucking thing.
Same shit. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Mississippi State at home versus Memphis. Big spread here. Mississippi State.
Spread here.
Man, be an adult, man.
I know you ain't talking. I know all motherfuckers want to be.
I know. I'm the worst.
I'm gonna give the fans a little tidbit here. Memphis has not covered in an away game since Mike Norvell left. So I'll just
all right, Mississippi State.
Why you pick Memphis then? Trying to steal
right. Trying to shift the hearts of men. Mississippi State -16 to Memphis. And you didn't shift my mind because I'm taking Memphis to cover.
I'm taking Memphis too, motherfucker. You ain't slick, man. Hold on, say that and then pick Memphis.
Yeah, this guy ain't low at all, man.
At all. He popped in to tell us that. Little tidbit. for the fans.
Let's see if they forgot that my picks are highlighted.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, we got this is a big. We
All
got
right.
Ohio State
getting down that
versus
home
Notre Dame.
stretch now. Number 2 Ohio State minus 15.5 to number 5 Notre Dame.
Give me Notre Dame.
Nah.
Oh,
That lets me know Notre Dame is flawed as hell. How you number 5 and them people say you're gonna lose by 16?
By 16. Yeah, give me Notre Dame.
It's a big game for. That's a big game. We need to talk about that on the level. That's a big game for him, man.
Yeah, if we can. Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman.
Give me Ohio State to cover that. I don't think Notre Dame's a legit number 5 this early in the year, so I'll take that.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame on that, man.
All right, cool.
Ryan with a young boy, man.
Louisville minus 4. They're away to Syracuse.
Yeah, give me Louisville. Cuse is terrible. Cuse is close to being the Vanderbilt of
Y'all doing Dino like that?
Yeah, Dino is about done for Dino, man.
The Beijing boss.
Hey, Dino had one solid year, man, but it's getting tough right now, bro.
If you can't grow it, airbrush it. Yeah, I wanted to rhyme, but I couldn't. I was like, hey, what did I do wrong there?
I love yourself, man. Don't be spraying on no hairlines, man. Join the team.
I definitely don't.
Yeah.
Give me Syracuse to cover that one. Take Syracuse to cover that. They are at home.
If Q's cover that, I'm gonna feel real good against Louisville if that's the case.
Dino will give you one now. Dino good.
Yeah, he will.
He'll give you one.
Yeah, them boys.
Satterfield, I'm not very comfortable with. I think Satterfield's out of there. To be honest with you. Oregon State minus 2. They're at home minus 2 to Boise State.
At home with 2.
Fuck it, let's go Beavers. I'm gonna go to Beavers. Fuck it.
Like give me Boise State. If they're at home and got 2.
Yeah.
Boys might win that bitch.
Give me the Beavers, man. I'll take the Beavers there.
It's gonna be a tough ass game.
All right. Final 3 here. Right now we getting down the home stretch. Jackson State minus 1.5 at home against FAMU.
It's a neutral site game.
Well, they're technically home, but it is a neutral site game. Okay, thank you.
Orange Blossom Classic in Miami.
Give me home team, man. Give me the Rattlers, man. Cover that, man.
Give me Jackson State. I think Jackson State will cover the 1.5. I think they win the game. Travis Hunter go do some shit.
Big Musa, man. Big Musa. You gotta give me FAMU, man, for the win.
Let's go. All right, and all right, last 2. LSU minus 2.5 to Florida State.
Definitely not covering. Give me the away team.
All right. Give me home team, man. I had them boys winning by 3. I'm gonna stick to that energy.
I had Mike fucking up a 2-point conversion, so
you got us covered.
They got to cover, right?
Y'all covered.
They got to cover. All right. I like it.
The Labor Day matchup, we got Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is the home game. Clemson is a 22-point favorite. Give me the Tigers. I'm gonna take the Tigers. Last year, Georgia Tech took them boys to overtime.
Yeah, give me Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Tigers in this, man. Go at Clemson. I think they finally get back on their shit.
You think DJ got some glasses and got his eyes done or something?
He had some laces.
He probably know that. That's the difference. He got an inside track.
Yeah.
You got
I'm with you. 22.
But they lost Gibbs too. Georgia Tech lost some their best young players.
A lot of firepower. Yeah, you're right.
That's true. That's a fact. But 22 points is a lot of points. So I definitely got Clemson winning this one, but yeah, you give me 3 touchdowns and an extra point there. I'm gonna take 22 points. So give me Georgia Tech. And that wraps up the pick'ems.
Yes, sir. Now we got some get into your bag, Larry.
Oh yeah, I got something to talk about.
Big Wildcats in the building, man. Hey, Miami about to be on fire this weekend. Shout out to the Orange Blossom Classic. If we weren't going to New Orleans, I was definitely going down there.
100%.
My partner's got a big tailgate, man. Everybody, it's gonna be a lot of vibrations down there. But Miami, y'all should catch some residuals from that. You think people gonna come by y'all? They're gonna go check out Collins and some finger licking.
to each their own, you know. I don't want to say what others.
I'm a scarless guy. I like scarless. I'm a little bit more chill. I'm not rowdy at the strip clubs. I like the vibe. So,
all right. Well,
in 11.
I was glad we was able to do that. Harlan had to get out of here, so happy birthday to Mrs. Harris. So Harlan had to slide, but not a ton of news. Man. What did I say? I didn't say happy birthday.
No, we were saying happy birthday.
Oh, okay. I thought I said happy birthday. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we was adding the happy birthday, adding to the happy birthday.
Okay, no doubt. Let's get a little bit of Canes news. I guess top of the list would be an addition based on some injuries. So, former UAB running back Lucius Stanley has decided to transfer to UM and is enrolling as a walk-on to play this season. He's a 6 foot, 215-pound kid. He is from South Florida. I'm not going to overhype that by any stretch of the imagination, but it is another body to help us out a little bit in that running back room, considering, you know, the injuries that we suffered, during the spring and fall. So, actually, I think, both injuries were actually in the fall. So, just another body to add in there. Older guy, mature guy. You know, you're talking about literally one of these 24-year-olds that just, brings in another body to help us out to prepare for, the season. The news continues to be early on that Don Chaney Jr. will be a guy that will return mid-season, maybe early ACC play. It's kind of where we would look to see him return. Outside of that, let's see, not a ton really going on. Clearly, we're playing Bethune-Cookman this week. Got a few visitors for that game. People we could look out for: Christopher Johnson, guy that's been
kid from Dillard, right?
Yeah, kid from Dillard, really fast kid. He's supposed to be at the game that week, or this week, excuse me. Let's see, top 2025 defensive lineman Armando Blunt. He's the number 3 overall player in his class right now. Is expected to be in attendance for that game. Ruben Bain is expected to be there as well, and as well as Nathaniel Joseph and Tyler Williams. He didn't have us in his top group initially, but there's been a lot of contact there. So we'll see how that one plays out. But he is expected to be in attendance for that game as well. Outside of that, let's see what else we got going on. We have picked up communication with Damon Fagan, the 6'2", 180 safety out of American Heritage. He is a composite 4-star safety. He is committed currently to the Wolfpack at North Carolina State. So, just trying to pick up a little contact with him. We do not have a safety committed in this class currently, so that's something to absolutely keep an eye on. I think we absolutely have a good shot at flipping a kid like that if we, continue to build those relationships and go out and win. So it's kind of be a proven ground type deal for both sides. Keeping in line with recruiting news. Let's see. Monroe Freeling, he has committed to Georgia. He was a 4-star offensive tackle, 6'7", 280 kid out of where he's come from? South Carolina, South Carolina kid. Not a huge surprise there, but we did continue to recruit him, but essentially he decided to make a decision, go to Georgia. And outside of that,
was he a part of the second wave?
No. Don't count him in the wave. You'll know when the wave starts. I'll let you know. I don't even know how big the wave can be.
I told you it's like the stadium, bro. Like, motherfucker, that first guy that went like this, nobody else got up. Everybody was like, hey, motherfucker.
Wave don't need to be that long. You know?
It's too hot. Slow ass down, bro. It's hot out here.
Let's see. Other news currently. Nothing super new, but we are definitely in touch with Mark Fletcher. A lot of staffers feel confident in their ability to go in and flip kid from Ohio State. Something to keep an eye on and just see if we can gain some traction there. But that is essentially all we've really got going on as of right now.
Mario's on the depth chart?
Leading into the game. Mario ain't got no depth chart, man. Mario said he'll let it go in a minute, you know. You on that Nick Saban vibes, bro. I don't think there'll be a ton of surprises there. I mean, clearly we know who the quarterback will be. Running back will be, it's going to be Parrish, and
he won't get Bethune no.
Yeah, they don't get no. Yeah. We won't give them no edge, man. So yeah, as of today, as we're recording right now, legit,
scared, man.
Legit.
Boy, scared to drop the depth chart, CJ. Wow,
I'm shook, man. Boy, trying to.
This is the thing. I do think that's funny.
Slide that shit. He trying to slide that depth chart across the desk like you try to get $3 on 5.
Right.
They put that bitch on the counter and walk off.
But at the same time, I'm always like, what does it matter? Like, starting. Like, you gotta play whoever out there. But no official depth chart. Yeah, as of today, man.
What you want out of this game? Like depth chart wise, what you want to see? How fast you want to starters out of there?
I want to see a super vanilla game where we just dominate. I want to see 8 to 10 plays, just physical dominance on the team like that right now. Bethune Cookman, they aren't the same team they were when CJ was on the squad. With some other ballers, man.
That's when y'all should have hit y'all depth chart. What gave y'all hell?
I think they're just setting the tone of how they're going to operate from his.
I'm just talking shit, man.
No, I know what you. That's funny though. It is funny to hide that depth chart, but I just think this is a Bethune Cookman program right now that just isn't one of the more premier programs that they were in their heyday. Because I've said it several times on this show. All jokes aside, that team CJ was on gave us a real deal scare. I really was like, "Hey, bro, we got to pull this game off. This could get a little ugly here." They aren't currently sitting in that position, so for me, I want a super vanilla game where we just dominate by 45-50. Nothing even close or entertaining. Really, I expect a super boring game in order for me to be like, okay, this is what it should be. And I think we can pull it off against this year's Bethune Cookman team. So
how many sacks y'all running off on the defense? Give me some turnovers.
Sacks.
Sack games. This is y'all Dunkeese, bro. Y'all got a real Dunkeese.
Nah, what I'm starting to learn.
Somebody on the team is named Dunkeese.
I'm starting to learn that everybody's gonna get rid of the rock. So maybe 2. I don't think we get a lot. I think they're gonna just be like, look, just throw it anywhere. Just throw it, get rid of the ball, man. I think we'll probably end up with 2 sacks and probably 2 picks. I think we'll turn the ball over. A couple of times, maybe a fumble there. And just put a team like this away fairly early, fairly simply. And Let's get this regime rolling. Nothing particularly fancy or sexy going on here. Any objections, CJ?
Nah, but I just want to give you guys something real quick in regards to like a guy that you guys should look out for. Tight end Kamari Everett. He's the best player on the
Louisville,
teams.
right?
Yep. Was originally Louisville, transferred
yep.
from Louisville. 6'6", 250 pounds, man. All-American. Had 52 catches, 888 yards, and 10 touchdowns last year. Legit draft prospect. Big kid. I know I went to the Classic last year, and he was one guy that definitely stood out for Bethune. I think he has a really good shot at getting drafted. So that's on Canes fans that you should keep an eye on is Kamari Everett, tight end.
I do remember seeing that name, so I didn't know he was quite that.
No, he's a big guy, 6'6", 250 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that big.
Yeah, legit 6'6". Yeah,
okay.
Like legit 6'6", no BS. Yeah, that's a guy you should look out for. But other than that, man, yeah, I agree.
They ain't quite as loaded as Shout out to my co-host.
Yeah,
it ain't the same talent.
No, it's not. To be honest with you, it's not even close. It's not even close to that. It's not even close to that. That's not really an indictment on them. We just had some
y'all had a pretty damn solid squad. I remember.
Yeah, we had some dogs. Yeah, but I do think they will be a lot better than last year. People, and we won 2 games last year, but people got to realize, man, like that administration didn't do any favors to the coaching staff at all. The entire staff was furloughed from the beginning of COVID to July of 2021, and then within a couple weeks, hey, get your damn team out here and let's play some ball. So they was handed the short end of the stick as far as last year. So I do think they'll be a lot better this year from a team standpoint, especially moving forward in SWAC play. Moving forward with SWAC play and stuff like that. But as far as this game, yeah, Kamari Everett is a guy that you guys should look out for. He can do some damage.
No doubt, man. We got anything else? We gonna slide.
That's it, man. I do want to talk about that FAMU. There's a lot of FAMU. TJ told me to put that on the docket. There's more stuff that came out. The FAMU football players penned a letter to the university. And I think the president.
To the president, correct? Yeah, to the president.
I do. There's a lot of things have been this is the biggest mess, bro. It's the biggest mess. But noted attorney Tom Mars tells ESPN he has signed a documentation that FAMU star Isaiah Land. As you can see, he got an attorney, so you already see what the vibes is.
He need one.
But see, the thing is, go ahead with y'all. We'll get to that next. Go ahead, bro.
If you don't know Isaiah Land, he's the best defensive player in the FCS last year. Was advised to take the wrong number of courses this summer that led to his ineligibility and eventually 4-game suspension. So it was a FAMU academic advisor that told him to do the wrong courses. This is like crazy shit. This is lawsuit shit.
Yeah.
Like NFL money playing with shit. Like this kid was an NFL prospect.
Right. Gross negligence.
I think his lawyer, he got a lawyer because he's trying to appeal it right now.
See, the thing with that, when he has a lawyer, FAMU is going to have a lawyer, right? And this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. I don't feel like it's going to get resolved no time soon in regards to
I think he's trying to appeal to the NCAA right now.
Right.
Because of their fuck up.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to watch. I don't know. I do see his point, too, but I said this on the last show. There's no way in fucking hell you can have one damn academic advisor for all the sports.
Right. Yeah.
Like one for football is tough. We're talking about 80+ guys. We're talking about every athletic program within the university. That's insane. That shit is nuts. Now, I did hear some news on the back end that FAM wants to hire a lot more support staff moving forward, like five guys designated within the athletic department, which is a huge upgrade versus one, right? So they do want to take the right steps, but it's just that's one of the main issues with HBCUs in general, man. Like you just poor negligence from the top down in certain situations, man. That we have to hone in. You have to do better, hone in on that, especially with a program like FAM, who's as far as from a PR standpoint, doing everything to keep to change perspective of HBCU ball. Right, you got a partnership with LeBron, a lot more national televised games. Willis Simmons is a star in the making, so it's a lot of positive things going for FAM right now. So we shouldn't have these side issues that should be taken care of on the forefront. That's putting a negative stain on FAMU, and not just FAMU, HBCUs altogether.
Yeah, and I would add to that is what would make this whole situation interesting to me is you have an advisor, but how responsible are they? They're giving advice, and are you responsible for double checking against?
No, I agree. It ain't just on the advisors. I think it's on the coaching styles, etc. As far as making sure these players are going to class and doing what they're supposed to do.
Right, and that's where it gets a little interesting to me. So
no, these are wrong classes. It's not failure.
Not for him particularly, but overall, overall for the guys that spent, there was a lot of kids who were like ineligible because not having the GPA, not being full-time students, etc. So for his particular situation, that is a sticky one that should have been, taken care of on the back end for the advisor. But overall, it's blame to go around with the coaching staff too.
Right, and then I just wonder because again, they're an advisor, but ultimately, I would think you have to be responsible for knowing what you need to know as well. So, we'll see how it shakes out. I do think that a young man should be able to lean on an advisor that's been hired by the university. But at the same time, I've been in a situation where I felt like, man, I'm just, the little man in this situation, and there's no support there. So we'll absolutely see how that ends up shaking out. But, again, it goes back to your point, CJ, just more support. And it's tough to do because money walks, man. And everything else is BS in between. So I do absolutely hope that I'd like to at least let them go ahead and play while they try to figure this out. If he's got to ultimately serve 3 more games, go ahead and do that. But I'd like him to get an opportunity to go ahead and get out there and get some film out ASAP as a draft.
Yeah, because I feel like I think he'd have got drafted possibly drafted last year. 100% sure he'd have been a priority undrafted free agent if not drafted. But this year, I really felt like he, could have solidified his spot within the draft, especially playing against North Carolina in the first game. That could have been something he could have built off of moving forward. But hopefully everything works out for the kid.
Yeah, reading this ESPN article, it said the letter clarifies players were ruled ineligible not for academic performances, but rather because of procedural issues within the registrar's office, compliance department, and academic advisement. It wasn't a performance thing from what was penned. This was like procedural shit. The university responded by saying it's committed to maintaining a culture of compliance and conforming with NCAA guidelines. We are confident that our processes are effective and timely. We will continue to monitor our efforts in this regard and pursue all avenues to provide an excellent student experience to every athlete. FAMU is committed to upholding high standards and rigorous adherence to NCAA guidelines.
Okay. Shout out to the homie Reggie B. He gave some more super chat love. Says go
Reggie B, what to do, baby? Hell
wild, man. Yeah.
Hey, shout out, Reggie. How was that, baby?
Showing love all around, man. All right, so just something to monitor, man. We'll see.
You just got to do better, man. These are kids, man. Like these boys are put their trust into older administrators, and they were let down in this situation, man. So everybody just got to do better.
Absolutely.
They getting too much money, man, to be making these type of mistakes. They had one academic advisor, all that type of. It's like FAMU is the second highest enrollee of Black universities.
It's the mecca, so to speak, bro, when it comes to HBCUs.
Yeah, it's up there.
And I'm a wildcat to death, and love my HBCU, but it's the mecca. Man, I was telling people all the time, man, like when we were back winning, I was telling people, like players on Bethune equipment team, like just knowing what FAMU could be, like if they had the structure we had at that point in time, the athletic director, the athletic staff, the head coach was like, FAMU would be fucking untouchable. And that's just me speaking 100% honest. Bragg Stadium sits about 30,000, 35,000, which is not a really nice size for HBCU. It's in the middle of Tallahassee. You guys know how cool Tallahassee can be, for college students and whatnot.
College, absolutely.
Right, for college atmosphere. One of the biggest HBCUs, so overall, FAM had everything at its disposal to be untouchable within the HBCU range. So I said that a long time ago that potentially, man, fam could be unstoppable. And that's just me being real. Rivalry aside, on no BS, just from what I know and what I've seen, if they do shit the right way, fam could be unstoppable.
All right, man. Dope show, man. Y'all pound that like button one more time for y'all get out of here. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with the roll up. This is week 1, season 2022. Our second official football season, man. It's gonna be a great ride. We appreciate everybody that's hanging out. I got some Gator people hitting me up on Twitter right now saying they pulling up in New Orleans, man. If you're in the New Orleans area, Louisiana, Mississippi, any of that shit, everything's really close. You're a couple hours away. Pull up and hang out with your boys, man. Any shout outs, fellas?
No, you just did it, man. Shout out to the people who coming to the tailgate and kicking with us, man. Come hang out.
That's what it is, man. Shout out to our regulars that come and hang out with us on all these shows. AB, Fragrance Journey, the homie Kwame, Ace, Chris, Carson. The regulars, man. We appreciate y'all and the new guys. We don't know all your names yet, but you continue to pop up, man. We're gonna get that much more familiar. DK, as always, shooting all the shit. Bam Raw Diets, all that, man. So we appreciate all of y'all. And remember, pull up. We're gonna have usually no cap on Sundays, but because we're doing a bit of a Labor Day weekend, it's gonna be no cap on Mondays. So
no cap on Monday, man.
Y'all pull up, man. We can't wait to hear from you all, and that's all I got, man.
Better get on that list early on Monday because I already know it's gonna be on fire, man. Win, lose, or draw. Everybody gonna want to talk their shit. You know what I'm saying? So jump in line early. Patreon is always first. It's the roll up. It's the vibes. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. And Harden is not taking us to iron.
You got it.
Here.